We in the building, baby. About to get started. I pull up on my shit. My chat ain't up. Ain't nothing up. I can't see nothing. Hold on. We here. We here for the live sit down, man. Make sure you look good. All right, says good. That's connected. All right. Let me go to my YouTube studio. Turn that on. Gotta have that on. Bet. Let me pull the chat up. I need to see the chat. Need to see the chat. I need to get me a water, and then we're going to get it popping, man. We ain't going to waste no time. Man. Let me get all this shit set up real quick. I ain't been live on OBS in a minute, so let me get right, y'all. Let me get right. Mic check. What my nigga Joe Budden say? Mic check. What is this? We about to get started. When y'all see this, y'all realize the jig is really up. Mic check. All right, let me know, y'all in the chat. Let me know if it sound good. Let me go get me a water real quick. Let me know if everything sound good real quick. Let me know if it sound good. I'm about to get started, so I get this water. Hey! Oh, what a wonderful day. Oh, what a beautiful day, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot. Can't see you. Now, I know the video ain't on yet. I'm about to put the video on. I turned the video off because I wasn't ready yet, but we about to put the video on. Once I pour this water in here, it's time to get it popping, man. I've been seeing a lot on the internet about this damn back and forth between Charlamagne and Akademiks. I wasn't trying to have no preconceived notions going into it, but I have seen a lot of discussions about this so far. So, all right, man. Let's see. Let me pull up my YouTube real quick just so I can see everything on that end. I gotta see how that look, and then we can get it started. I'm here, baby. I'm here. We in the building. We about to get to it, man. We about to get to it for real. People been talking about this shit all day today. But I gotta see. Let me put in my YouTube studio real quick because I want to see what everything look like. But how y'all been doing today, man? Saturday night. Put the kids to bed. I ain't got shit going on now, so this we about to get into for the next couple of hours. All right, pull up my control room. Oh, that beating on the block outside. All right, bet. We here. All right, man, we here and we in the building. Shout out to Mike Williams. Where did you find the video without Akademiks in the background? What you mean without Akademiks in the background? Pre-7 hour stream? Nah, ain't gonna be no 7 hours. What do you mean where did I find the video without Akademiks in the background? Flying low in the building. Oh man, as we about to get facts and evidence or spin tactics from these clowns. Well, I don't know. We'll see. I've seen a lot of shit on the internet, like I said. A lot of people in there have a lot of opinions. There's a lot of people that say Charlamagne cooked. A lot of people that said Akademiks cooked. So I don't know. I have no idea. If you've seen it already, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. If you've seen it already, let me know what y'all think. So I ain't gonna waste no time. Like I said, it's late at night. This is 2 hours and 42 minutes. Shit. All right, man, let's just get to it. We ain't gonna waste no time. I've been covering this Charlamagne versus Akademiks media war shit for the past 2 weeks. It's been going on. I've had criticisms on both sides. So I feel like if any place to be, I'm probably the most unbiased one to break this down for everybody. So regardless, I ain't seen one person at cook. I mean, hey, maybe I got a different algorithm. Maybe I got a different algorithm than you do. But even if you go to Akademiks' own comment section, you'll see people saying he got cooked. Like, go to Akademiks' page, go to this video, go to the first 10 comments, and they're saying that he got cooked. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. Don't get mad at me. Flying I didn't watch. I found out it was coming out because your post, LL Salute D friend. Shout out to my boy Flying Low. Shout out to Flying Low for being a member. My first member, my longest running member. Shout out to Flying Low. All right, so Mike Williams said Act Def got smoked. Switzer friend, definitely Switzer friend. Act smoked. Shit, like it's so many. Y'all say he cooked him. This guy said he cooked him, but who cares? We'll watch it right now. We'll see for myself, and then we'll have the discussion about it. Let's go.
All the media niggas that don't fuck with everything.
Let me know if y'all can hear
if you're a civil person, right? But
Their
why
audio.
do you think it only went to media niggas that don't fuck with?
That's what it is.
Only people that what? Only those are the only people mentioning it. Like what you're talking about? Like niggas is going at stake for sure.
No, you ain't see this. That's why I keep saying. I'm
Niggas
like,
is going at stake for sure.
that's why I keep saying there's no way I know what the fuck really going on. Like you don't see this shit. That's the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, but that's poly market. Like that type of stuff is always gonna happen.
Read the first one.
Yeah, but that got nothing to do with like when you brought that shit up. I was like, all right, you just like you trying to swim for like the fences.
Well, okay. Well, look at this.
That poly market shit got nothing to do with nothing. That.
By the way, I don't care about none of this shit.
But you brought it up.
Why? Because your man is going crazy. If your man,
No.
if the nigga shooting at me, I gotta shoot back.
He wasn't shooting that shit like that. No,
see, and this is one thing that Akademiks does, and I've never thought that Akademiks was a great debater. Like, I think he's great by himself. He's great in the room. He's great when he debates. I don't think Akademiks is the greatest debater when it comes to shit like this. Don't say he didn't shoot you. Take full. Hey, he shot at you like crazy. Butt up your R allegations, all type of shit, and then dive into it. Take what he says. Let's run with the truth, and let's go full force. So I just had to put that little point in there.
That you like how he shoot at you now?
The first week. I told you this on a Friday.
No. Of course, afterwards. What I'm saying is that before, like, put it like this.
But I never said nothing public.
I was Ag is a funny nigga for having the steak shirt and the OVO chain. Hilarious.
I said something to you.
No.
On a Friday.
Yeah, but of course I'm gonna tell my man. Like
Sure, but that's
I'm telling my
that's
man,
him licensed to just start going crazy on me.
Because he been getting harassed, so he been trying to figure out what the fuck.
do with me.
Because put it like this: before, I think you think he was shooting at you before he wasn't. The nigga fuck with Drake. That's it, bro. Like the whole Drake shit. That's what I'm saying.
Most of this one.
Yeah, bro, but most of that shit is like nothing about nothing.
Bro, I don't know. I'm just saying. Like,
put like this: if any of that is on some criminal shit, there's way bigger fish to fry than to George. Like,
but even but that's just like, yo, that's what I say all the time. I'm like, yo,
like put it like this, Drake.
But that's what I say. I'm like, yo, y'all got way bigger fish to fry than me. I said, I called my man to give my man a heads up about some shit, and then that guy spends the next week shooting at me. So now
I told you I should have got you on the phone with him. But here's the thing, though, and this is what I really think. And we'll get into it. We'll get on camera, whatever. But
you wearing the steak T-shirt? You got the steak
I
T-shirt.
thought you coming with the hat. I thought you coming here with the hat. I'm like, the chain out, nigga, and the shirt.
That's crazy.
Yo, and also, nigga, I'm like, I'm about to come in here.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Fuck all the pleasantries. Like, fuck all that. Let's get to the book. Like, especially for Charlamagne. Like, nigga, this nigga was trying to bring up your R-word allegation. He was trying to get you about the paint. He kept saying Netflix podcaster, Netflix star. Fuck all the pleasantries, nigga. Let's get it cracking, bro. Like, we ain't doing all that now. Come on now.
You see paper planes all over the place.
Oh, what?
That would have
By the way,
been
this is a paper plane.
exactly
Comfortable. What y'all want me to do? Y'all mad at me because this shit comfortable.
Yo, Charlie, you gotta come.
my jacket
No,
off.
you gotta come clean, Charlie. You gotta come clean. Charlie, you wasn't coming clean. Yo, anything anybody can say about me, they know I'm mad transparent. I'm open with it. Like I'm not even hiding it. That's why I even can't wear it.
Nation.
And I'm not saying work. You see, you about to play semantics with me. I can tell.
What?
Because of course you're down there payroll like some pawn. But nigga, you got mutual business interests with these niggas, bro.
We never. Who said I didn't? We never had that conversation.
All right, so I see all teeth, you and me. Yeah, you can fast forward. All right, let me fast forward. Because, like, bro, I don't care about the pleasantry shit. Let's get to the shit. Let me see. Maybe right here.
Bro, they tried 15 times to get me to purge myself. Because you're under the oath.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
We're around a little bit. Let's go.
Smooth 3-4 years.
On what though?
On things that what's their initiative, I'm going against. Like I just
what?
happen to. It could be the Meg shit. It could be like any initiatives that I've just never kind of been. And it's not like on some.
I thought Meg sued you.
No, Meg never sued me. Meg sued a blogger. But this is what we say. If we're gonna talk about, and we should talk about media campaigns and everything. Because I'll agree with you on certain shit. Like when you're now talking about like Grant and Georgia, whatever you want to call them. Okay, if you want to call it a campaign, because I ain't gonna lie, that nigga he is a smart nigga, bro. I gotta be honest. But if you're gonna deny that other people don't have campaigns,
they don't.
You're crazy,
bro. Nobody.
Yeah, please.
Nobody campaigns like yo. It's not even close.
No. It's the most visible and the most. I would say the loudest voice. Don't mean that's the only thing that's happening, bro. Nigga, I consulted with the best attorneys in the land.
You see how Charlamagne with that? He kind of like went around it when Akademiks said. Charlamagne didn't deny that he initially denied there's campaigns. He said, no, there's not. And Akademiks says, yes, they do. And Charlamagne says, well, nobody campaigns like y'all do. So you at one point you say there's not, but then you in a way say, well, they are, but they don't do it like you guys do. You guys do it over the top. You guys go crazy. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of sleight of hand tactics that are going to go on during this debate. I could already feel it.
what they did for a deposition with me, that I'm not even party to the case, bro. They tried 15 times to get me to purge myself because you're under the oath. They were setting it up for the lawsuit.
Why do you do that without a lawyer? That's crazy.
They're idiots. I sat in the lab for the whole time and ate food.
I don't know. A lot of times I feel like if somebody has you in a deposition and they're asking you certain questions, to me it's because they already have certain information. And if, like you said, they want you to purge yourself. So why would you ever do that without a lawyer?
But even then, everything is interconnected though, right? And even then, that's what I'm saying. If we talk about campaigns, they're...
All right, y'all, hold on. My bad. I want to set this up to where I want the chat to be on the screen too, just so I can have all this. Let me just rearrange this shit real quick. My bad, y'all. All right, boom. That's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it just like this. I gotta have a chat, and the chat gotta be a part of the conversation because I ain't doing this shit just be talking about motherfucking stuff. All right, here we go. Can y'all see the thing on here? All right, we can see it. Boom, boom, boom. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We here. All right, let's get it.
They're playing a different game. They're playing the game of, all right, yeah, I went without legal representation. My legal representation was gonna charge me 30 bands.
What's wrong with that? That's what happens.
Okay, no. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying is that it's not about the money. It's just about, I know how Rock Nation plays. They're just trying to exhaust. They don't have any.
That's my point. Like a lot of times,
that's not your point. You're not even agreeing that Rock Nation. They're the same thing.
You got to show me. I'm not even. I'm just saying you got to show me. You got to show me
in a deposition.
Because you was wilding on Megan. I thought it was a deposition for defamation on Megan.
Yes. Listen. I did 7 hours. That's a federally allowed limit. We get brought down. So basically, they asked one question that I said, listen, I'm gonna keep it being with you. I'm a journalist, so I'm gonna evoke that right. I'm not gonna give up my sources. They wanted the source. I later said, hey, by the way, the question you asked, because they wanted to stop the deposition. They're like, let's go talk to the judge right now. And I said, hey, listen, I don't even remember who the person is. So I gave the answer already. We went down to the judge. The judge had to review 7 hours of deposition. The judge, I'm telling you, the judge scolded them. The judge said, hey, listen, this is a case between Milagro, Cooper, and Megan P. You're asking a New Jersey resident who you think has material information that you're deposing. You spent 7 hours. That's the max amount of time. 70% of the time you're asking about Drake, Nicki. What does that got to do with Megan? Drake, Nicki. You're asking about Steak. Then in the middle of the deposition, hour 6, I remember I got the whole thing recorded. In the middle of the deposition, she one of the lawyers, they asked to show an exhibit. So they putting up Akademiks TV stuff or whatever, and the lawyer messed up. She shared her current screen, and I seen her Slack. All of the communications is, go tell Desiree what Ak is saying.
What's wrong with that, though? Megan is her client. Like, if I was on a deposition, Charlamagne, my manager would be...
Now, once again, no. I don't know if he's going to pin him to the wall with this one, but if I'm in a deposition for Milagro Grams, and Tory Lanez, and them possibly giving you money, or how did you get this piece of evidence before, it was only the judge had it, whatever. How did you get this? It shouldn't spiral into Drake, Nicki, Steak. It shouldn't spiral into that, because what does that have to do with with Meg and Milagro and Tory? Nothing. So they probably get into it later, but I'm just mentioning it right now. That goes into the state lawsuits that are going on right now. And you're asking yourself, who is funding these things? Who is talking? Who's behind it? Well, they're trying to get some type of information here about these things to use it against you later. So when Charlamagne says what he just said, it's like, bruh, come on. Now let's see if Akademiks pin him to the wall. We'll see. That was gonna sound crazy. Let's see if Akademiks pin Charlamagne to the wall, but let's see, because that's crazy. That's crazy.
Be on a business partner would be on it too.
Charlamagne, the Rock Nation CEO, who's suing a blogger. The blogger, there's a judgment of $75,000.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. My bad. Rock Nation CEO, not Rock Nation head of music, not Rock Nation. Rock Nation has a lot of shit under its umbrella. A lot of shit. We're talking about sports. We're talking about activism, all kind of shit they got. So I think it would be kind of, hey, for this one situation, we're hitting Desiree Perez up directly to let her know what Akademiks is saying in this deposition that doesn't look a little bit weird. A little bit weird. Like, there's a big agency called CAA that I think is run by Ari Emanuel and his family. I don't think if one of their A-list actors go through a deposition, they're saying, hey, tell Ari everything. I don't think so. But I digress.
Hold on. The blogger says she can't even pay it. So think about this. They spent $2 million in legal fees. They got a $75,000 judgment. She can't even pay it. You put like even my lawyer like, yo, but they spent like at least $100,000 in depot.
I hear you, but you can't play victim.
No, and I'm
like if you're any of these bloggers and you talking that shit online, all it takes is for one of those entities to be like, you know what? Let me make them have a hard life.
Charlotte, nobody's playing victim. We're just not playing idiot. Because I'm literally saying what's happening, and I'm calling it out, and you're like, what do you mean?
But that's two different cases. In that case,
Charlotte, it's all interconnected.
Megan Thee Stallion, Roc Nation.
It's all interconnected.
How is this interconnected? How did what I call you and tell you about how
like you're too
really
smart.
asking.
No, you're too smart for this.
Just tell you. Put it like this, right? I heard you say you said you think I work for Roc Nation, right?
You're about to do the word, the kind of like
affiliation or whatever.
You got affiliation with
them. They're my people. That's a fact. I've always said. By the way, you know that I'm wearing this. This is going right back to right now. Every time you talk, it's going right.
Desiree's listening somewhere. Right or she's like, this is probably a hint string. But
no, I always say, you've heard me say this for years. My 4 entertainment idols in entertainment: Clarence Avant, the Black Godfather; Arsenio Hall, who I just published his book, his memoir on my Black Privilege Publishing imprint.
My man with that promo.
Petey Green,
okay,
legendary radio personality, and Jay-Z. That's no secret. I've always said that my whole career.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you why that's facetious, and this is why I wore the chain. Mm-hmm. Because I'm a huge fan of Drake before I had the chain and after I got the chain. Drake has never given me $1. Okay, yeah, he sent transportation for me to come film something for his rollout. He's never gifted me like, yo, here's some money. Let me put you on paper. No. So, but no, that's very different. I have zero business.
Hold on. Let me pause real quick. Why did he let him? I feel like I said, I've watched the whole thing, so maybe they circle back around to this. But like, why is he veering off into this other thing? Like, stick to the because Charlamagne says, how are these two things interconnected? The 7-hour deposition where they talk about Steak, Drake, whatever, media campaigns, that directly ties into some of these lawsuits that are out there, these 5 like federal lawsuits. And it would also tie into what people are seeing on these dossiers when they're talking about payments being made by you. Just all these different things. Like, that's how all these things are interconnected. So maybe they circle back around to it, but like, maybe this might be a flaw for Akademiks. He might start veering off and let Charlamagne kind of guide him into a different direction when the direction that they were going were the place they should have went. So we'll see. But go back into
Drake's not hitting me like, let's go half in on this business venture. You're.
But if he did, you would. Why wouldn't you? If he called you right now, like him and I just saw him and who's Aiden just did what they got together? It's something. Or he just invested in one of Aiden's companies.
Yeah,
if he did that, if he called you and did that, you would. Why wouldn't you?
But I would say it.
Who said I didn't say it? You never said it. Yo, you said verbatim.
You're doing a sleight of hand here. Everybody knows.
You said verbatim. You said Wayno exposed something. No, Wayno was correcting you. Because you said out of your own mouth, I saw Charlamagne advocating for Jay-Z's casino.
He was still on.
How was he wrong?
He said Charlamagne wasn't there on behalf of Jay-Z. Charlamagne was there on behalf of himself because he had some financial stake in the casino. Here's the thing. Bro, we looked at the what was submitted to New York State. You're not listed as some like single soul entity that's an independent person. You're listed under Roc Nation. So you're there. So what he's saying is wrong. You might be there because you have business interest in that casino, but you're under the Roc Nation umbrella.
Yeah, because there's 4 entities that were vying for the bid for the casino in Times Square. You had SL Green, which is a real estate company. Yeah. Because they own the building, right? The building that the casino was going to be in, which was, I think, 1540 Times Square. You had Caesars. You had Live Nation, and you had Roc Nation. Anytime you're getting involved in a multi-billion-dollar potential bid, you're going to have to come in with somebody. But that's just a fact. Even when I saw you reading the names, I'm like, you think everybody that's under that Caesars thing works for Caesars? You think everybody under SL Green works for SL Green? No. You can look under the Roc Nation thing and see that everybody that's under Roc Nation don't work for Roc Nation.
Yeah, but they have that affiliation. There's nothing wrong with.
And y'all said I didn't disclose it, but you were reading the disclosure form.
We have to go to a site to go. Charlotte,
it's public record. I was at town hall meetings advocating for this casino. I'm in the middle of it.
You advocated, but you never said, I'm doing this because I'm business-wise aligned for this casino. And also, you know why it's a got you too? It's only a got because I know you're going to do I kind of said it like, nobody's going to find that disclosure. Like, come on, bro.
It was already public record. But the barbs have been circulating that forever.
But no one was going to really like find that and really connect it. It's about really the hypocrisy. Because
I ain't gonna lie, the bars posted that. I've never seen that before in my life. I never saw that thing that said that had Charlamagne under the Roc Nation thing with the casino. If it was out there, I've never seen it.
No. Tell me why it's hypocritical.
Yeah, because if you're going to talk about whether it's crypto casino, sweepstakes casino, any type of casino. Matter of fact, I don't even know you to be. I'm like a legit degenerate gambler. I don't even know you to be a gambler. And so when I see you co-sign a casino with Rock Nation,
that's when you do your tricky wordplay.
No,
I never said anything wrong with casinos. I never said there was something wrong with casinos. I never said there was anything wrong with gambling. Never. What I was talking about was the things we were talking about before. You're currently in a lawsuit with for something, right? Well, they named you with. Oh, I got it right here. Hold on. I want to read it.
All right, hold on. See, look, he's running away with it. He's about to run away to some other shit. I don't want him to run away. I want him to stay where we're at right here because it is unethical for Charlamagne to say that, hey, I'm advocating for this casino on the radio to millions of people, but I'm not disclosing to them that I am a part of this deal, that I will get this money. That's what I think that's the thing. I get it. Sometimes when you sit across from somebody you look up to for a long time, you can get like a little bit of a gloss in your eyes when they're, it's like, oh my God, I'm in front of, this person. Even though they've been talking on the phone for so long, Akademiks has been waiting for this sit down, obviously in a different circumstance for many, many years at this point. But you can't let Charlamagne continue to divert and maneuver when you've got him in a certain situation. You can't do it, because when you do it, it'll end up making you look bad in the long run, because the points that you really want to hammer down, even though I get them, like me, he don't have to say it for me to get it. But the casual who ain't into it, there's going to see, oh, that was a conversation. They were going somewhere with that, but all right, what's the next thing? So I think he should have, like I say, he got to really pin him down on these things.
The replica lawsuit that's been filed in 5 different states. They finally added me. Why? Because
this one.
Okay.
The class action complaint that was filed in Virginia with state.
It's not class action complaint. So it's one person. No, I know, but it's
accusing the defendants of running and promoting an allegedly illegal online gambling operation while tying the platform to alleged covert payments and music streaming manipulation. That's what I was talking about. I never said there's anything wrong with having a casino. Yeah, there's anything wrong with gambling.
Okay, so now when we start talking about casinos, this is why I said that you have an agenda, right? Because in every casino in the world, right? Fanatic Sportsbook, Jay-Z just partnered with them. They're at Ocean Casino in Atlantic City. You know how much litigation they got? So the mere fact that, hold on, they got 1 million cases.
Show me.
But this is obvious. That's what I'm saying. You're cherry picking on that.
No, show me.
Prize Picks. I work with them. Everybody works with them. I don't know. Maybe Black Effect works with them too. You know how much litigation they've had just alone in Jersey? But the mere fact is this. Y'all took Drake, and these are entities that y'all don't really like, and y'all are saying these are 4 to 5 lawsuits. We've not seen them litigated. One was in Virginia, just got thrown out. They're also...
let me see. Mike Williams says, why else would he be promoting a casino if he isn't involved or getting paid for it? He doesn't have to say he's invested when no deal has been made. I just don't agree with that. I think me personally, that's unethical. That's like I said. If I'm telling y'all to do something, or I'm advocating for something to y'all, and y'all are thinking I'm just doing this in good faith, or just, oh, this is my homie over here, this is going to be great for the community, and I'm just using my voice and my platform without telling you, hey, if this goes through, I'm going to make $20 million. There is something, that's like what politicians do. When they're like, hey, we need to build this new tower, not knowing that their uncle is the nigga doing the construction, or their uncle's one that's the architect that's going to be, like, that's where it gets unethical. Because like I said, this was a politician that did this. People be looking at it like, oh, that is unethical to do, without letting us know that you're going to get some money from it. So I think that's what makes it unethical.
So making claims, and this is where I said, like, if it was someone that you weren't, if it was Jay-Z, you put nuance to it. I'll give you an example.
If this wasn't Drake, you would put nuance to it. Because how can you ignore an article that says pay no attention to the grand wizard behind the curtain?
I'll get to that.
5 lawsuits say the Bedford rig, the screen of the bar, and even the chat losing his mind was a higher.
So we're going to talk about it. Okay. So let's just start with the obvious. And I'm just talking about nuance, and you're trying to grab a random lawsuit and act like it's something it's not. Okay. I remember you being on record saying, listen, release the Epstein files. Fuck it. Whoever's on there, burn it down. That's what you said. They release the files. They has Jay-Z names.
No, they don't. You know they don't.
Charlotte, see, you're adding context. Just hold on.
You're supposed to add context to things, because you can't just say.
But you're not adding context to that.
Why not? I can read it verbatim.
No. Because wait, hold on. Is Jay-Z named in the Epstein file? Yes or no?
Oh shit.
Yes, but why?
Oh, okay. So that's yes, right? Okay. Is there a lawsuit versus Drake aiding the state? Yes, right? But there's context, right? You're going to add the context right after. I know the context you would add for the Epstein stuff. You'll be like, well, these are erroneous reports. None of these things got verified. These are also people talking about him. Doesn't mean he did anything. That's the context.
By the way, I haven't accused y'all of doing anything. What I've done is read these things, right? And by the way, I called you. Why did I call you? I called you to tell you that your boy got jammed up, George, and what he said was he gets his marching orders from Acting Drake.
Yeah, but jammed up. So let's go.
Investigators. They just said investigators. What y'all knew?
Who was investigators?
I have no idea.
Okay,
but y'all knew this already.
Okay.
Hold on. But you knew this already. You know how I knew you knew this already? Because I heard you say how you got somebody approached you at the Kendrick Lamar show, and they told you that they had private investigators on your boy.
Okay,
right.
So
hold on. There's another article, the Age.com in Australia. They talked about how they had investigators.
Which is trying to sleight of hand.
How? Doing sleight of hand.
Somebody right now is trying to sue you for what you said on the radio. They might be like, "Hey, put a private investigator on Charlamagne that I could figure out X, Y, and Z." Doesn't mean it's valid. When you do the sleight of hand,
I'm not saying it's valid. All I did was call you.
But you do the sleight of hand when you say investigators to say like, "Oh, this is a criminal complaint." I was like, "What cop is calling Charlamagne like, yo, bro? Here's
no, nobody ever said it was criminal. All I did was call you privately. By the way, hold on. I called you privately and said, "Act. This is what I'm hearing, and I heard that your boy is telling on you." That was it. Y'all are the ones that jumped out there and started saying all this other shit.
Yeah, but everything
making things public.
Nah.
Yes, you did.
Okay. No.
Y'all did that.
You're right. Because here's the thing. I've called you before. I've called you before when, and by the way, the same people back then, same people now, I've always ignored it because that gets into a really messy territory. We know where that goes. They're coming with certain type of info.
Same with you right now. Exactly. But when I say the same thing, and I'm just like, that's not what I'm here.
Okay. So every single time those things happen, when I look at somebody as my peer, when I look at someone's like, no, that's my man, I fuck with him. We could disagree a million times on if we just. When I first got on the phone, I'm thinking this is a Drake, and like when it comes to Akademiks TV or whatever, like we fuck with Drake, right? I'm thinking it's just a discussion or a disagreement based on who likes what rapper, what you think. You brought it to this other level where now it feels like there's this nefarious, like behind the scenes, like, yo, people are flipping on you, people are whatever. So that's when I asked you.
When I told you that, and I gave you names. I said the Carson McCoy kid, who I don't even know none of these people. I'm just giving you names. Carson McCoy, what was it, Alex Ocha or something like that, and George Wynn. And they would say all of them, they got touched by investigators, and all of them flipped and said, yo, we get our marching orders from Acting Drake.
I actually said, so if you have the info or have heard about the investigation, who is behind it? Because it wasn't criminal.
And what did I say?
You said Lauren LaRosa told you won't find out another time.
But you didn't tell your scream that. What you told your scream was, yo, Charlamagne said, I can't tell you who it is. I never said that. No, I said I don't know. The information came to Lauren. I will find out.
That don't sound crazy? That don't sound crazy?
No.
If I give you a warning, you'd be like, yo, damn, how are you getting all this info in? Because that's what I'm more interested in. Because everything you're telling me, yo, there's obviously when it comes to people want to do class action lawsuits versus state for whatever reason. Like every casino at some point got to pay out some bread to some people who say, yo, man, you got me hooked or whatever the case is. That's how it works. Every casino. We could go to FanDuel, we could go to DraftKings, we could go to Trump even owned casinos. That's a very regular practice, right? Where people are like, hey, listen, yo, I've lost my money or whatever. And eventually the casino might be like, yo, I'm just settled because we want to keep operating, we're making a shit ton of money, whatever. That's really par for the course whenever you deal with casinos.
But here's the thing. I don't give a fuck about none of this shit.
All I was asking you is that, where are you getting the info? Because
I told you I don't know, but I'm going to try to find out. Did I
not
feel like
you gaslit me, man.
No, that's you.
No, I feel like you knew who it was from.
I would have told you. But let me tell you this, right?
Now, I will say some of the stuff that Akademiks was doing was like an assumption based, and it's not wrong to assume that Charlamagne would know, because if Lauren LaRosa has something, Lauren LaRosa is obviously the news anchor for the Breakfast Club, and you have this mass information. We're talking about payments, statements, name, all this shit lined up. I don't think somebody just dropped it off in the front of the office in a manila folder, like to the office of Lauren LaRosa. There's no context. There's no way. Reach out to me if you need more. I don't believe that shit. So like I said, it is, to my understanding, for him to believe that Charlamagne would know who that was from. Because to me, I've always said, at this point, I do feel like it is Roc Nation. Because the feds aren't going to send this information out to Lauren LaRosa. They're just not doing it. So, but even if, like, he knows who did it, you know he's not going to tell you. Because even if Akademiks has his mind as Roc Nation, you got to know who you're talking to. You're talking to Roc Nation's boy. He fuck with the niggas at Roc Nation. Like, it's clear. It's stated. I've always said, he says he is a Pinkett Smith, Winfrey knows Carter. He fucked with Jay-Z to the ends of time. So I don't even need him to tell me that for me to know that. I don't even got to ask the nigga, hey, I know. Once you tell me that, I know. I'm going to need you to tell me. All right, you don't want to tell me? Appreciate the heads up. Get out. Like it's like, you know, like they come to the door. Everybody doing it. I get the fuck out. All right, we know now. I don't need to air you out. I don't need to do nothing. Now I need to go on my team and say, hey, we're going to war with Rock Nation. We're going to war with Rock Nation. Charlamagne told me, he tried to tell me he don't want to tell me who it was. We're going to war. Let's figure it out. Let's sound the alarms, get the war horns going. We're going. So that's how I see that. But then they went on and they started attacking Charlamagne directly. It was just like, all right, cool.
Go back to my original point. You think I'm in cahoots with Rock Nation? That's fair to say.
Of course, right. Absolutely.
And you think Rock Nation is doing this to you?
Rock Nation is part.
Why would they disseminate that kind of info to Charlatan the God if he didn't have? Oh, so you're of the belief that Charlamagne was helping them get this information, or what's the implication that you're trying to provide here? You saying that he was a part of it, like he was helping them get information from Akademiks or about Akademiks? Like what's the implication there? I'm confused on that part.
Part of a broader thing, but yes, of course.
So if I called you to tell you that privately, wouldn't that be me snaking Rock Nation?
Are we cutting this part out? Like, yes.
No, I'm not. Yes. So that should let you know right there.
No.
If I'm so in bed with Rock Nation, and I'm so in cahoots with them, and they got this master plan to take down Akademiks, and Charlamagne calls Act to tell him privately, that would mean I'm snaking Rock Nation.
Yeah, but Charlotte, that call wasn't like Act save it, because everything you even told me was like Act. The focus of what I'm hearing is people that has been around you. You weren't even saying Act. You were saying be careful.
That's right.
Okay. What I felt that call was, that's what I'm saying. I think that was a Rock Nation directed call. You know why? If I completely took heed of that, the people who were around me that you mentioned, I would have just backed up off and be like, yo, I don't know.
No, not necessarily. That just means you cut your grass a little lower so you can really see if there's any snakes there. That don't mean cut those folks off. That was just a simple heads up that you could have kept private, tucked to yourself, and just kept a close eye on everybody just in case.
To me, that was Rock Nation.
But instead, you went to your main shooter and told him, start shooting that Charlamagne.
No, I never told him that.
I don't believe. Stop.
No, I promise.
You said you told.
No.
Okay.
I said I can't, because there's times when that page is ran like a fan page. There's like 4 or 5 people at any time that could. Now there's a person who kind of like more moderates it or probably makes most of the shit on there, but you know, I'm just kind of seen as the figure who kind of oversees it.
That's not smart though. I don't know why you allow that page to use your face and likeness. Like that motherfucker be saying some wild shit, bro.
No, we could get into that. But the point what I'm trying to say is that I didn't co-sign everything that happened. So normally, if I've seen a post about you, I'm gonna hit him and be like, "Yo, I know Charlamagne's my guy. Take that off." I do that a lot. They made a post one time about Cardi B. Cardi B's my friend. Like I talked to Cardi B. We on the phone for hours. Yo, take that off. You get what I'm saying? Like I get it. It's a page that it's kind of news reporting, but they also have like a point of view. Mm-hmm. You get me? But it's more fan based. Anyway,
why was he so quick to throw you under the bus? That shit. I was asking why. Immediately.
Who?
George.
Where?
In the text messages to my people. He immediately was like,
texted Alex. Alex, you gotta come clean. You gotta come clean.
He immediately was like, Act told me to do this. He immediately was like,
he told you?
We got the text.
Let me see the text.
We got the text. Alex, you got the text. I'll show you.
We gotta look at everything.
Alex, please show him.
No, yo, listen to that.
Because I keep saying this over and over, and I don't know.
Now, see this part right here. And I said this about Akademiks already in my other videos about them. It's like, I get it. These guys are loyal to you. They love you. They watch you. They're your diehard soldiers. But at the end of the day, putting your career, your likeness, your energy into people you don't really know. Like if I know Bryce. Bryce been my best friend since we were like in 9th grade. If I had a page called Different TV and Bryce was running it, and I would have trust in him. No disrespect. Shout out to Flying Low. Very loyal listener, viewer. Shout out to him. My first member ever. I wouldn't let him run a page under my name, just post the shit. I wouldn't do that. I just wouldn't do that. So like, you want to give Akademiks the distance of it, but you can't really give them the full distance of it because like it's your name. The only reason it gets traction, really, is because it's your name. Like if Grant Wizard Chatney was posting under his thing, it would get views. He has a big Instagram platform. I'm not saying it wouldn't get views, but it would not be looked at as much if it did not have the moniker Akademiks TV. So that's how I look at that. Let me see something. I got to get the chat into the conversation. The same reason your coworkers tell you your boss is about to fire 10 people, you can't be serious. Are you saying that's why Akademiks told Charlamagne that? I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, hey, we're at the company together, and I'm letting you know. Like, I get what you're saying, but I still, like, I'm not of the knowledge of thinking that Charlamagne went to him to be nefarious. Like, the narrative is Charlamagne did it to try to sever ties between Akademiks and Grand Wizard Chattanooga, right? That's the narrative. I don't necessarily believe that 100%. I believe it's like, hey, I know you. Like, most logical thing is, let's say Rock Nation is looking at these people. Your name's not really in it. It's really him. I'm letting you know the niggas you fucking with, my people looking at your people, and your people turn on you. So I'm letting you know that. I think that's like the logical assumption that I would take from that. But everybody has their own take on it. So Flylon says, if I was him, I wouldn't even give him a heads up. Niggas ain't never thank you for telling me, because then why would they feel comfortable around you to tell you that? Most likely some of the things Ak said he wouldn't have told Charla about if he knew they had business dealings with Rock Nation is probably the cause. But even so, we've been watching Charlamagne. Like, why would we not think Charlamagne has any dealings with Rock Nation before this? Now, when I say dealings, I don't mean the bit like getting money with them. I thought that was a little bit like a loyalty to them. Like a loyalty to Rock Nation. Have a lot of homies at Rock Nation. He literally was paper planed out for years and years and years. So I think Akademiks being deep in the media game, having a lot of sources and information about people, he would already know that when he's talking to Charlamagne the God. Now, if Akademiks was just oblivious to any kind of connection to Rock Nation with Charlamagne, and we're talking about having a lot of friends over there, then, I mean, I guess he just wasn't really paying attention. Let me see. They throwing darts at each other, but before the darts hit, okay, I'll make a page called Different TV, and I'm going to go all these rappers I can't stand. Bryce definitely going crazy on Mark Lamont Hill if there was Different TV. There no green light. Don't be naive. Ak is co-signing everything on that page. Flying low, the Grand Wizard of the Different show. No, that's how Charlie got the info. He go after Meg, too. All it takes is a fly on the wall to get some info. Ain't nothing worse than having to talk to somebody that's playing dumb. Ak knew that before the sit-down even happened, he knew what he was walking into. He basically lied to Schultz and said no one could pay him to do or advocate for anything. I mean, yeah, that was that part where he acted like he couldn't be paid to do something, because, I mean, clearly you could be paid to advocate for the casino because you're going to get millions of dollars. I don't know if millions, but you're going to get money from it, right? So let's continue.
I don't know if it's because of my reverence for you, because, you know, people will tell you. People will tell me all the time, like, I don't know why you fuck with Akademiks. I'm like, yo, that's my guy. I know that for a long time. I don't know what to tell you. I don't even think, like, the act y'all see on screen and shit is not the act that I talk to, blah, blah, blah. So I literally be telling people, I don't think Act knows what's really going on.
No, listen.
Show him what George said. And if you want to cut this out later, you can, because I don't want to ruin your relationship. I'm just being honest.
No, listen. I showed up here for everything. I hate the conversation about, because there's no more private conversations. Like, it's at this point, it's like, I feel like I'm kind of carrying the flag, because I'm not really being affected. Like, it's these people who aren't, like, you live your life as a public figure. I live my life as a public figure too. Shit, I'm used to, like, if somebody's trying to sue people sitting outside my house, I ain't tripping on that.
Sorry, I got to pause again. To me, this is another misstep. This is a mistake by Charlamagne. Oh, okay. Hey, you want me to expose your nigga throwing you under the bus? Alex, walk your ass on camera, put the phone up to the fucking screen, and say, Grand Wizard Chat nigga immediately said Akademiks told me to do it, because Akademiks just sat there, said he didn't greenlight it. Your man said you did. Right there's a violation. If you actually, you know, put it up on the screen to show us. So I feel that's a misstep on Charlamagne's part. Because I would have, hey, you want to see it? Because you keep telling me you ain't greenlighted, but your homie, who you trust so much, you riding for, he threw you under the bus. All right, Alex, come on. Hey, put the phone to the screen. Let's check it out. But he didn't do that for some reason. I don't know.
I'm carrying
the flag, but
I don't feel no remorse for George.
I spoke too soon. I'm sorry. I spoke too soon.
Because George be on Akademiks TV talking crazy.
Yeah, no, hold on. I told him, yeah, bro, the gloves are off. I said that publicly. I said I can't say Charlotte.
But he said this before you said that publicly. This was literally him folding immediately.
Yeah, no, listen. They had stuff they wanted to go out with you, and I'm like, they know the reverence there. And then after that, I'm like, yo.
But why? And this, you know this about yourself. Yeah. You're very loyal. You're loyal to a fault.
Yes.
Why was he so quick to be like, yo, man, Ak told me to do that, blah, 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 this and that. You wouldn't have done that to him so fast.
Listen, man. Yo,
you would not have done that to him so fast.
That's my guy. And I'm going to be honest with you. And I hear your point of, well, if he could sit behind a page and whatever, why can't people turn the mirror on him? You get what I'm saying?
Right. And the only reason I started bringing up the crypto shit, because he told one of my mans, yo, tell Charlamagne stop mentioning me with all of this crypto. You know, I don't want to get my house ran up in. And you know the laws in Australia are very different. You got to report every single... No, I didn't. You got to report every single crypto payment to Australian... I can't remember the name of the organization.
You did a sleight of hand with that because I did talk to him after hearing you say that. And he's like, yo, he sent me 3 articles that was within like 2 weeks of... I don't know, like a lot of these like crypto kids that are out there, these gangs were running up in their house and holding them at gunpoint. 2 of them got killed.
Do what? Yo, download your hard drive.
Yes,
like, what you did here?
No, you gotta realize, like, again, he's living in nowhere, whatever. Yeah, he's trying to not have his face out there and address. Also, the pictures that Rock Nation's people took got his whole like you literally see his house.
Let me ask you a question. When Grant,
I ain't gonna lie, Grant wasn't making millions of dollars. That house didn't look like a nigga. Now maybe, like I said, a lot of people get money, especially Asians. They get money to live a very low key lifestyle, but that didn't look like a millionaire's abode. You know, it looked like a millionaire neighborhood. I'm not saying he ain't making no money because I would assume he's making money, but like that was kind of crazy.
was it get served? Because that's the other thing I'll be wondering. When he gets served, who are the lawsuits coming from? Because when y'all are pointing fingers at all of these different people, those names on those lawsuits should be the people y'all pointing at. Are those people from Rock Nation?
Yeah, but it don't work like that. So,
what you mean?
Like,
who are the lawsuits from? Is what I'm saying.
Okay, no. I hear the question. So, you're gonna have to remember this is also casino adjacent, right? I'm telling you, every casino or some type of, it could be, if we're talking about call sheet, we're talking about poly market. If we're talking about, those are betting prediction market. If we're talking about prize picks, we're talking underdog fantasy. Those are fantasy sports. They're all doing the same thing. Like I had to deal with prize picks and underdog. Spotify got me to deal with underdog. They literally tell you we're skirting. Well, they don't say they're skirting around real laws, but they're like, when you are doing your promo, mention it this way because this is how we avoid the law. This is entire how casinos, prediction markets all happen.
That's cool. But who are the lawsuits coming from?
Okay, so I'm telling you.
Those are your ops.
No, I'm gonna tell you. But that's why I say Rock Nation is involved because.
So Rock Nation's suing y'all. That's who the lawsuits are coming from.
It's not, their name is not going to be on the lawsuit.
Why not?
So for example, I'll give you an example.
So you think they're funding people to sue you?
Yeah, yes, of course.
How can you prove that? I'm asking. I don't know.
Okay, show me. Have you read these lawsuits?
No.
These lawsuits are claiming these people said they don't have no money. Yet their lawyers are going up against states' lawyers. Who do you think is funny? A broke motherfucker claiming they're suing $1 billion casino.
Well, it's just a civil suit. You don't need no money to file a civil suit.
There's a million motions, Charlamagne.
You don't need any money to file a civil suit.
Charlamagne, have you ever?
I will say, Charlamagne is correct here because whenever, because I did a little bit of research when I saw that RBX, the guy that's Snoop Dogg's cousin or whatever, was suing Drake and Spotify. I was like, who's behind? Like, we're not thinking RBX is having all this money to fund these lawsuits. So I looked up, like, okay, for class action lawsuits, like how much does that typically cost? A lot of times these lawyers just pick up these cases assuming they're going to get paid from the winnings. It's kind of like baked in the class actionness of it. They're not taking on a big ass lawsuit if they don't think there's a possibility to give them some money. So at least that's what I read because I was trying to figure out. I'm doing my own fucking research trying to connect the dots. I look up who's RBX nigga. Okay, who's his lawyers? Are they connected to Alex Spiro, Rock Nation? I'm actually doing the research and I got a fucking 9 to 5 doing this shit. So I don't think that's entirely true. You don't need a lot of money. As long as the lawyers that are a part of it feel that they can get something out of it, possibly a settlement, they will do it pro bono until, they try to get some money off a settlement.
You file a civil suit right now with no lawyer.
Have you been in civil suits, right?
100%. And that's how I know people.
Plenty
of broke people can sue you.
Let me ask you a question. Whether defendant or even if you were going at somebody. Because I was just about to sue somebody for defamation. Lawyer flat out told me, are you committed at least $100K with this?
And you know why? Because you're a public figure. And by the way, you'd look crazy suing somebody for defamation.
Not really.
Because you go crazy on people.
If
like somebody can say that you defame folks every day.
Let me ask you a question. So if someone came out and blatantly called you or labels you as something.
They do all the time.
So you say you would never sue?
Exactly. No, you're right. I've attempted. That's how I knew Drake was going to sue when Kendrick did what he did. I've thought about it and attempted, but it's really hard for public figures to ever prove defamation. I'm sure your lawyer told you that.
No, but certain things is blatant though. It wasn't even that because certain stuff is blatant. If I call you a particular name that's associated with a particular crime that you never got convicted of or you never got arrested of, that's clear defamation. Now maybe to prove the damages or malice or whatever, all these other things that go into it, it's just not worth it based on how much you're going to spend. But you also do have a case. If you call a media personality out there literally saying you're a convicted whatever, and they're shouting it loudly on a platform, you're following law.
Oh, yeah. If you're not a convicted whatever.
Of course. 100%. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So in those situations, there's somebody who's done that to me. You know what I mean? And they're on a public platform. I don't really think they got much money, but you know what I mean? I could probably take a couple of pennies from them. But
But that's how all of y'all should think. Every single blogger with a platform, anybody that discusses things for a living, you should really think that one day that person might get fed up. I think that sometimes not just you, but just bloggers in general think that they're always going to be the bigger person and they got better things to do. One day they just might be like, fuck it. And you got fucking money. And then what I see a lot of times is that's when everybody starts playing the victim. And I'm just like, no, you know what you said. You know how you was moving. Like it's wild.
You think I play victim?
No. Oh, sometimes I do. Sometimes. I think especially in this situation with Rock Nation, it feels like you're acting like you're getting picked on. But you got a whole team of people coming at folks. Like you can't be mad at anybody that comes at George Wynn from Akademiks TV. He is crazy. If you was on the other
that's
side,
that's what I said. Charlotte, get out the way. It's me versus The Rock. It's cool.
No, it's not. You don't have it. I promise you, you don't
Charlotte,
have it.
They've spent, I'm telling you, I promise you, I could go through receipt by receipt. I see what they're doing. They spent at least $500,000 getting that.
On what?
The deposition. That's not some cheap. I got nothing to do with that case. That was a reason
for me. That's a specific case. That's Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. And by the way, y'all did the same thing. You had a whole campaign against Megan.
Actually not. Like,
come on.
Everything they claimed was false.
Yo, that's when
everything they claimed was false.
No, I can even.
And also, by the way, if we're talking about depositions and even civil cases, all right, cool. Like, listen, I did that deposition 8 hours, no lawyer. Maybe not the smartest thing, but Rod Nation hired a bunch of dummies.
Let's have a media conversation real quick.
Desiree Perez been ducking every deposition. She ducking one versus her daughter. There's like 5 others. She don't want to sit down.
Nothing about none of that shit.
It's like you know these people until I ask you a real question about it.
I don't know anything about any of this shit you're talking about. I be listening.
How do you know about George, but not
because there's articles about
George is a fucking AI.
See, like there's articles about Desiree Perez. There's articles about what she got going on with her daughter. There's articles about it. There's a lot of Twitter conversation about this, and Twitter conversation ain't articles, but there's articles about the shit. Especially when we already know Charlamagne's Inverse Wire article looks a little bit shaky. I got a whole nother video about that already because I saw that shit and that blew my mind. I had to tweet about that immediately. Them niggas definitely look AI on the Inverse Wire. I gotta pull this up for y'all real quick, just real quick, bro. Look at this shit. Look at this shit right here, bro. This shit is definitely AI. Like, think about this. This article is from June 17th. This is almost a month ago. And this is still the main article they got on their page to this day. To this day, this is their main article. Just look at this shit. So when you go, and they probably ain't gonna love it, I ain't gonna lie. Hey, shout out to the channel, subscribe to the channel, send the super chats. We gotta get the PC back, man. But regardless, we got Dalton Jackson. You can't tell me this nigga ain't AI. You can't tell me he's not the senior systems and culture writer AI. You telling me a guy who's writing all these articles? They say he wrote 151 articles. He wrote 1, 2, 3, 4 articles in one day. I don't know if they're doing that at news stations. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in one day. I don't know if they're doing that at news stations. I don't know. But it's not even just him. Look at all the writers. This guy, he might be real. He might be the guy that runs the site, right? He might be the guy who's behind the whatever. Jackson Miller, that don't look like a real person. That don't look real to me. Let's go to Brianna Lawson. That don't look real to me. Let's go to Claudia. That don't look real to me. Let's go to Matt. That one, at least they tried to make their senior sports person look a little bit real. They try to make the senior sports analyst look a little bit real, right? Then we got Monaco, who's telling you about parenting and legal. Don't look real, right? Celeste Vega, the astrologist of the fucking company, doesn't look real. And Desmond, the master barber, what the fuck we got the master barber out here for? The master barber is on the channel as well. But regardless, there's another video about that coming out, so we'll leave that for another day. Let's get back to this.
That lives out in the ecosystem.
Stop. This
Rock Nation?
Okay, this is George. I'm gonna read you this article. You tell me if I'm tripping. This is from InverseWire.com.
Nobody even heard about this website until you brought it up.
True.
It's not you read from CNN. Charlotte, you read InverseWire.com.
You take advantage of the worldwide nigga.
Yo, Charlotte, man.
You take advantage of the worldwide nigga net, and you know them niggas don't read.
Yo, Charlotte.
You know them niggas don't read.
Yo, what Charlotte's doing right now? What camera is it? What Charlotte's doing right now?
Reading.
He's basically saying, yo, we got an article from NawRight.com.
That's not true. That's not true.
Nobody ever heard that site.
Okay, well, after this, I'm gonna read the Wall Street Journal one. You ever heard that one?
Yeah, but that got. Oh, does it mention George?
It mentions
no, it doesn't mention George.
It mentions Drake and Aiden Ross.
Oh, so you're moving the goalposts.
No,
that's what I said.
Because
my whole point. You've been moving the goalposts.
Can I read that article? If you don't want me to, I won't.
No, nobody knows his face.
If you don't want me to read it, I won't.
Yo, you might as well.
You do deflect.
You can, but you might as well read somebody's Substack. You use the Wall Street Journal, which is legit, but they're talking about Poly Market. They're talking about Drake, who mentioned him in the song, which, by the way, Drake can rap about whatever he wants. Cool. They mentioned Aiden Ross, who did do a deal with them. Fine. Nothing mentions George. Nothing mentions
George
me.
mentioned in the civil suits. You're not mentioned in these things.
But
you're only mentioning one.
You're using that to make your argument. Why are you using Poly Market? Listen, I didn't do a call sheet. Like, I'm not open and honest. You see, Charlamagne gonna tell y'all. Charlamagne, you won't have to read about it in like some hidden disclosure shit that he's partnered with Rock Nation or Casino. Me, I'm gonna tell you, I had a Poly Market deal.
You know the difference?
Call sheet?
You know the difference? If we had actually got the license and there was a casino open, yes, hey, Charlamagne has equity in said casino. But when we're just bidding for a license, the disclosure should be to two people: the government regulators, which you read yourself, and my employer, which is iHeart.
Okay, so you're basically saying you getting on the radio and basically telling people that your Times Square needs this.
I really feel that. That's me giving commentary as a media person.
Okay.
No, you can't. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. No, because I don't think you give a fuck about that. I think you still need to tell your audience, hey, I'm in the running for this, guys. Even if, like Mike Williams earlier said, y'all should know when he says it. No, everybody just, nigga, we just driving in. I mean, I don't listen to Breakfast Club, but like, we just driving in the car, drop the kids off, listen to y'all on the radio. We're just watching y'all on YouTube or whatever. And even the way the story gets brought up, the story is like, this is part of Lauren LaRosa's, like, whatever they call their segments, the latest with Lauren LaRosa. It's like, make sure you put that casino one in the latest of Lauren LaRosa. We'll talk about it and I'll big it up and I'll do all these things. Like, no. You got it. I feel like you got to disclose it. I feel like you got to. And like I said in my other videos, I feel like it would have probably benefited them more to do that because they got approved. If you look at the approval, they got approved by the governor. They got approved by Eric Adams, who's the mayor at the time. They got denied by some people who were like what do they call those people? City council type of people. Maybe I could have put a little bit of the squeeze on them. You know, like, hey, well, I'll give you another shout out on the radio. You know, we'll put some money into your next campaign. And even me, doing my research, I wanted to see. I couldn't find it. I was looking. Because like I said, I'm telling you right now, if I get big in this, if I'm like, I got 1 million subscribers and I got all this money, and I really care about this journalist shit, I don't know. If I'm academic, I would have been finding all this shit already. I went to go look. I said, does Rock Nation donate to the people that are running against these people? Because you know that's how people do. Like if there's a politician who ain't trying to give me the juice or the squeeze, I'm going to just fund the opposition. So when they get in, they'll give me the okay, right? So I was trying to find that. I couldn't find it because I don't even know how to find political disclosure of who pays who, whatever. Things of that nature. But if you look at the people, one of them got promoted to something else. Another person got beat out in the primary by some Asian lady. And I forgot what happened to the other guy. But the three people that said no, the positions have changed. New people are in those spots. So regardless, I'll let it continue.
Okay, cool. But you don't feel that you need
Which is completely above board.
Okay, cool. I'm not, you see, unlike you, I'm not trying to like invoke that you did a crime. I'm just saying, based on, you got to remember, and this is what also I said.
By the way, I only would have equity in said casino if I got the license for the casino.
I guess. But what I'm saying is, and this is where my disappointment is that a lot of how you move, I've said I looked up to you because I like your openness. The first time I ever did an interview with you, there was somebody I used to work with on college radio. And like, I didn't know this person had a problem with me. They even brought me upstairs to come do the interview. You remember the first moment you seen me, elephant in the room. And I respected that. I said, yo, you know what I like about Charlamagne? He not going to just like, all right, let's not talk about it. Let's avoid it. Let's get to it. That's how transparent you are. So what I'm saying is that when you're now on the radio and you don't mention it, like
name 5 things that I'm invested in.
You got a little crystal joint.
Mm-hmm. How do you know that?
You said it, and
it's open.
Hold on, but also when you're promoting even that fast food chain, you're also saying because
that's what you're supposed to do.
Okay,
if the facility exists, it's there. It's mine. Hey, me and my wife bought 6 crystals in South Carolina. 2 of them are currently open. So I'm doing ribbon cuttings.
I'm trying to get a point of why.
Now name some more.
You did some weed shit, like some dispensary, right?
And me and Raekwon did that. Yes. Does that mean I work for Wu-Tang?
No.
Okay.
Do you work with them? Of course. Mm-hmm. Right? So you work with them. Okay, cool. Okay. My thing is...
But how did you know that?
Once again, you said it, but that's what I'm saying.
Well, why did I say it?
Hold on. You said everything except the Jay-Z casino
because
thing.
There's no casino. And by the way, you saw me publicly advocating for it. You said it. I'm at town hall meetings. There's plenty of, there's so many articles that came out before this week. Me and Fat Joe at town hall meetings going back and forth with people about the casino. We're at Manhattan Plaza Center doing community events, trying to get people to, be open to a casino coming to Times Square. Like, all of this has been public record.
Yeah, but Charlotte, okay.
I will say this, and maybe Akademiks going to say it. Most people that see that, they don't see all that shit. Most people who consume Charlamagne, pause, that sounded crazy, consume him through the radio. So your biggest, loudest microphone, you're not disclosing that you will have a potential stake in said thing. That's where the issue is. I don't have no power in New York, so regardless. But even some people that do, that are in New York, that hear about these things, they might not know that you were at some fucking community event down the street that ain't got, they might live in Queens or I don't know where they live. But your biggest megaphone, your biggest platform, you didn't disclose it. And that's the issue. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Okay.
How you think Wayne don't even know it?
Charlotte, to put in perspective.
Okay.
It's
not my fault niggas don't read.
Yeah, but if you're doing a sleight of hand.
It's not a sleight of hand.
If right now I say, yo, Drake dropping some new shit, like some Nocta shit with an owl on it, everybody go copy. That shit look fire. Right? And I'm just saying that without telling people, like, Ray got a percentage in that.
There's a difference. You have actual product. There's no casino for me to disclose to the public.
You're trying to wiggle out the back right now. Why?
Also,
because you're saying, no, I didn't tell y'all that whole process was at least 12 months. By the way, there was
longer.
You talking about
longer.
Hold on. You also talking about these articles that you have. You named the website. Nobody has ever. Bro,
okay, so you want me to read the Wall Street Journal then, since you don't want to read
you can read the Wall Street Journal, but it got nothing to do with this. Here's the thing.
Can I just read? Can I just read it though?
Wait, let me just say
Can I
one
read
thing.
it though?
All right, let me just say one thing.
Can I read it?
You can. All right,
you don't want me to read it.
20 seconds.
You've been
20 seconds.
deflecting for 2 weeks.
No, 20 seconds. Yeah, 20 seconds.
Every time I bring up
20
this stuff,
seconds.
and that's why I only keep doing it.
20
I'm
seconds.
like, every time your guy George jumps out there
I'm here to talk.
and says some wild shit, all right, boom, I'm gonna read another article. I'm gonna point people in this direction.
Okay. So
you don't want your name next to Crypto George? Watch this.
All right, so give me 20 seconds. So even in that casino thing, and we talking about real articles, the real articles that came from that was that apparently, I don't know if it's Rock Nation or Caesar, but somebody in that group was trying to bribe. Don't tell me you see that article. Trying to bribe one of the.
Oh, I think I did see that.
Exactly. So when we talking about
niggas don't like to read. They tried to bribe somebody. Oh no, I didn't see that one. That one, I read every Inverse Wire article out there, but that one, I didn't. They tried to bribe somebody for the casino. Oh no, I didn't see that. The casino had equity in it. No, I didn't see that one, y'all. Come on, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
like this is why I realized Grand doing a hell of a job. He doing like a bang out job on Rock Nation. Like I get it. This is the Rock Nation 30th, but I ain't gonna lie. I guess their PR's in the dirt.
I think a lot of it's not.
Charlie, you mentioned it for 3 weeks in a row. Like,
this is what I mean when I say y'all play victim. He's mentioning me every day.
No, it's cool.
I get on Brilliant Idiots and talk about this shit for 20 minutes for 2 episodes, and he loses his mind. And it's only 2 episodes.
No, by the way, I'm not mad that you did that. What I'm saying is that if this guy raises to your level of radar, you're one of the greatest media personalities of all time.
What guy?
George. Right?
Only because that's your man.
And you're pulling obscure articles.
No,
I'm saying, what about the articles with Rock Nation where they're trying to pay off people to get the casino bid, which failed? And I'm going to be honest with you, I really think all that stemmed from that.
So time out. He can post rumors and gossip and bullshit about me and others. But if I talk about these articles, the rumors, the gossip, and potentially bullshit, I'm wrong?
No, I didn't say you're wrong. What I'm saying is
that's
that...
what you're implying.
No, I'm implying
that's what I mean when I say y'all play victim.
No, I'm implying that he's so effective. He's so effective that basically there's certain other people who keep throwing rocks at me. I'm not giving them.
I'm down with you. Here's the thing. I'm not
like even when I had to mention Jeremy. I'm like talking about like a bum.
I could give a fuck about George Wynn. You know why I care about George Wynn? Because George Wynn comes under the guise of Akademiks TV. So for me, it's like, damn, this guy that I've known for almost 20 years gave him his first interview way back in the day. Whenever there's an issue, me and him on the phone, like whether it's about you or whether it's about me, and when I call you to do what we always do, I give you a heads up on some shit. You let your guy go in?
No, but it was the most elusive heads up, Charlotte.
No, I gave you names.
Charlotte,
I gave you directed. I'm not even going to talk about what we all talked about on the phone for 2.5 hours, but there was one thing in particular. You talked to me about an artist. And we can talk about this because you talked about this publicly. You talked to me about Lil Baby.
Yeah.
Right? You felt like Lil Baby lined you up.
Of course he did.
You said you and Lil Baby had a conversation. Lil Baby told you everything was good, but then you ended up getting into altercation with one of Lil Baby's guy.
Yeah.
You got more smoke for people that I haven't seen do anything to you than you do that guy who lined you up.
Oh, I got smoke for him too. It's just that with him, it's easy. Like any rapper who's ever, I felt even, did whatever to make me feel a certain way about him. Yeah, of course. Like, I can't wait for his rollout to come in. It's going to happen. Like, I've seen what I've done to his career before. I've seen it. Like, he literally got on the phone with me because he said I was stepping on everything he had going on. Don't worry, it'll happen again. So I do got smoke for him.
But then you're
trying to play from Rock Nation, though.
No, I'm not.
They're the invisible opponent. This is why, even as of recent, I'm like, Charlamagne, nobody really is trying to even talk about you. Just get out the way. Let Desiree and Jay-Z sit. They are the people that everybody's shooting at.
This is why this is delusional to me. Even if that's true. If that's true.
You're running defense for them.
No, I'm not. If that's true, I can move out the way. If that's true.
Thank you.
Why would you want that problem?
They want the problem with me. I'm not saying
because you and Academics TV and whoever else probably won't shut the fuck up. Like, all right, so they want to control it.
Does it sound crazy though? Like I said, if what Academics, like Academics to me, that nigga just posts whatever. But if Academics himself is genuinely putting real shit out about Rock Nation, like legitimately real shit that we can verify, fact check, whatever, why would Charlamagne say, why do you want those issues? That's like telling Charlamagne with all his political shit or whatever, like, hey, I know there's corruption going on here. I know Trump's coin made $600 million off his coin last year, but investors lost $3 billion. Why do you want the problems with the White House? Why do you want issues with these? It's like, why would you tell a journalist, why would they want issues with a powerful figure if they're genuinely trying to uncover wrongdoings by said operation? You know, like that doesn't make any sense to me.
Control is about control.
It's not about control. This week alone, I'm in Anguilla, enjoying my vacation.
What's good?
Come on, of course. I'm gonna show you something when we get up there. I guess I gotta disclose that too.
Yo, the Charlamagne disclosure. Yo, check that pin. Check it for a wire earpiece. You know what I mean?
But when I would get back to the room, I would look at things and I would laugh my ass off because I'm not gonna front. It made me feel important that you had your whole legion of internet doom going at me. It's like everybody. I'm like, he got the whole squad. Every cosmetically challenged motherfucker in the cyber world. All of them. I'm like, shit.
Do you think? All right. So I'm glad you said.
So now he most likely he's throwing shots at what's the dirt? Trap Lil Ross. Damn, who else? Who else is going at Charlamagne? Trap Lil Ross. What's the dirt? There'll be some other people that's going at him. Hopefully they ain't talking about me. You talking about me? Because I don't even go at the nigga. Y'all know how I feel about Charlamagne. I'm just calling spade a spade. You know me. Super unbiased here. Oh, Flacco. He definitely talking about Flacco because he used the Flacco. If you go to Charlamagne's page, he used the Flacco thumbnail. Oh, Whack 100 because Whack 100 got the shit on his face. So, okay. So, Poetic, Whack, Trap, and Dirt. I'm assuming he's talking about those four people. Because they was all bombing on Charlamagne. They was bombing on Adam didn't really, but Adam just let Whack bomb. Adam was, a little bit. He was just there. I don't think Adam really bombed on Charlamagne the way that everybody else was.
And we should get into this part.
And it may be,
bro, we're only 40 minutes into this shit, and it's 2 hours left. Jesus Christ.
And I'm gonna tell you something else.
Let me ask y'all a question. I'm gonna finish watching this, but is the next 2 hours this same like runaround conversation? I'm gonna watch it, but is it the same runaround shit the whole fucking extra 2 hours?
Though.
Cool.
Nigga, I shouted on the highs, and this is one of the things that kind of hurt me about.
I was like, Caro, don't say ND Fred 2. Don't say ND Fred 2. I wasn't bombing on him. Like I said, I got the books. I got black privilege. I used to have a picture in the background that had niggas in the media game. I look like, damn, these niggas was able to cultivate an audience and voice. Charlamagne was up there. Joe was up there. Some other niggas was up there. So don't do that. Don't do that. I fuck with Charlamagne. I still would be honored to go on the breath. Like I said, I got into doing this shit because of watching Charlamagne and them do they shit on the Breakfast Club, Brilliant Idiots, and then Joe Budden. Like, I know a lot of niggas get on my ass. They be like, you want to be Academics. I wasn't, me and Academics like the same age, I think. Like, I mean, I'm 32. He might be like 35. I don't know how old he is. But like, I was looking at these niggas. So like, great. I still go to the Breakfast Club, Charlamagne. I wasn't bombing on you, nigga. Let me go to the Breakfast Club. But regardless, let's continue, man. It's all good fun. Right, guys? Somebody said, yeah, Charlamagne just gaslighting. Flacco, Whack, and D-Friend. D-Friend played DB. I wasn't a DB. I don't even want to tell you what it was because there's going to be too many jokes. But regardless, KY says, yes, Charlotte dodging like the Matrix and trying to gaslight Act or favorite hot 2. Whack was the Ninja Turtle in question. Okay.
Like, I look up to Charlotte.
But here's the thing. You don't have to do that. This is what I mean when I say that.
What do you mean?
You don't have to do that. You don't need any of these other people. All you got to do is pick up the phone. Charlotte. And I hate it when people would say things like, yo, Charlamagne would never do Academics podcast and all of this other shit. It's just like, yo.
You a little bit elusive. I'm watching you do like some niggas podcast. This shit was crazy.
Well, you're probably right. But it wasn't because I was ducking you. It's just like shit didn't line up. And then there was a little bit of ego. Because when you got on screen one night, drunk, yelling and screaming, Charlamagne, no, this is years ago, about when you was mad I wouldn't do the podcast. I'm like,
oh yeah, I was saying you're right.
What's up with that? Like, what you doing all that for?
No, because I feel like anytime when you guys come calling, like I'm so big on loyalty. You're right. I've always said it. Like I'm so big on loyalty. I'm so big on okay, this person gave me this opportunity. This person looked out for me. That I know when you hit me up and you're like, hey, you want to come do Breakfast Club? Nigga, I'm there. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Anybody, even when it wasn't only you, I spoke about that moment. I spoke about Gillian Wallow. When they hit me in prompt, like, yo, we need a place to shoot. We want to do an episode with you because, it's hot at the moment. Yo, come use my studio. I'm like that for everybody who I rock with. I'm not the guy who usually, like even with Vlad, like, I tell Vlad yes a million times. For me, I rarely ask for things, but I do look to see a little bit of reciprocity. And I think I kind of had mentioned it and you're like, you didn't say no. You never said no. Mm-hmm. But it was almost like whenever the time is right and I'm like, though I got a Spotify deal. I kind of like I need to get these sit downs right now. It's like right now I do that podcast whenever I want to because I mainly stream. But I feel like it wasn't a priority. Like I'm like, damn, I'm watching you when I see a bunch of other dudes. They're trying to kick off their career. They're not even in the middle of their career. They need you. We're gonna look at them because they're sitting out with Charlamagne the God, and I've seen you with those people, and I'm like, damn.
I do that on purpose. That's strategically to the point you just made. I want to help them get their shit going. You academics. I saw you had a conversation about me when I called you about everyday struggle. You manipulated that conversation as well.
No,
I told you that if you keep getting disrespected, you don't have to be there. I said, yo, and I told you, I said that media space isn't respecting your audience yet. Because remember, all of this shit that everybody feels about the internet now, they didn't feel like that back then. They saw it, but they were still trying to play that traditional media game. You were building an audience that they didn't even have yet. And I just told you, hey, if you keep getting disrespected, walk off. But did you tell people? Because Joe did. Joe said this publicly. I was making calls to try to get Everyday Struggle on Revolt.
Okay.
Did you ever tell people that?
Well, the Revolt.
A lot of times.
Wait.
Yeah, I feel like we heard that story about Charlamagne trying to middleman Everyday Struggle on Revolt.
People think we got issues because of things that you say.
No, the Revolt stuff I was never really party to.
I told you though.
So
Joe got it when I connected
Joe had conversations.
And then Joe went and did some other shit.
And then I was like an afterthought with that particular thing. So it's not like I'm like in the huddle, the group huddle. The point about the Everyday Struggle thing, okay, I'll give you that. There is some context missing because you were like, yo, bro, I think you getting disrespected on that show.
It's true.
However,
Joe stood up and looked in your face and was yelling at you.
But also it was good theater. Like, and that's where I was trying to like balance it. Like I'm kind of new in the game. And like, I have so much love for that show because it needed to be that. It couldn't be, okay, you got your audience and now you're supposed to be looking like this Don Dada, like, yo, you're supposed to get tested. Now, obviously, with some respect, of course. Mm-hmm. But the only part of that conversation I said the part where you said, yo, Ak, you know how you do, nigga, when you go in, nigga, walk off on air if that shit happens. And that, like, I thought
I don't remember saying that, though.
Nah, you did.
I remember saying, quit the show. I don't know if I said walk off on
air. Trust me.
Nah, Charlamagne felt that heat. I ain't gonna lie. Everyday Struggle, that was some shit. That was, and this is from my, I don't know, I won't say younger because I'm 32, but like my younger recollection of hip hop shows, like The Breakfast Club and Everyday Struggle, like those are the two echelon, like top tier hip hop media shows. And there wasn't there that Charlamagne was trying to break that shit up because he's like, hold on, y'all encroaching a little. Like, hey, nigga, y'all's clips go a little bit more viral than ours are right now, nigga. They keep talking about everyday struggle, and they're not talking about The Breakfast Club. So I need you to, get off the show, leave Joe behind. Like, there was that conversation that was going on at that time, for sure. Why y'all talking about Chigs? Y'all the Chigs. What y'all fucking going at Chigs for? What the fuck the Chigs do? Is Chigs in the chat or something? What y'all talking about Chigs for? Shout out to Chigs, man. That nigga be trolling. Man.
I don't know if I really don't remember if I said that.
Charlotte, during that time, I remember.
Charlamagne, I don't remember the guy. That's his name. He remembers these really small, minute, convenient things for his argument, but he don't remember nothing else. Nothing else he can even bring a thought back to his mind about.
Me, we definitely talked a bunch. I remember even with I remember talking to you about the Wale thing.
What was the Wale thing?
Wale was coming up to the show, and it was like a online moment that was preempting it, where he was just like, "Yo, nigga, like you can't call me corny." And I remember talking to you, and you basically was like, "Yo, Ak, if you the type of personality that I'm watching, I'm watching you become."
You gotta say it to his face.
As soon as he comes in, you need to say, "Listen here, Wale." And I did that. I feel like you kind of slammed it a bit. Like I remember your comments, but it wasn't like
I don't remember you calling Wale corny to his face.
No, I said I made the comment. I made the comment because I was voicing what people were already saying about you online.
No, you can't do that. You got to say, I think you corny.
But
like back in the day,
that's not what I said about him. I said people think Wale's corny. That was the conversation at the time.
I thought you called him corny. Okay,
I call these rappers corny because
Wale, that's my guy. Speak to Joe too. Listen, that's another thing, and I hope for us to get from this conversation. After we have our conversation, I'm just gonna make the rounds. Not the rounds.
You should.
But like Joe, just really Joe. Like, because we don't. This shit is stupid. To me, when I sit back and I look at all of this shit that's been going on,
I'm going to George.
Am I going to George? I don't give a fuck about George. That's your man. I don't have to deal with George. That's your guy. I don't give a fuck about that Vietnamese kid from Australia.
That's why I think things went.
George would never hear me mention his name if he hadn't started shooting at me.
Okay, privately. So then I get it publicly, which I think
that's your fault though. You did that.
I wanted y'all to.
But I called you privately.
But I'm not gonna.
You didn't have to You didn't have to make any of this public. None.
Let me ask you a question. If I call you and I tell you something about Schultz, are you gonna tell him? You'll fuck with Schultz. If you got to think like that, you'll fuck with Schultz.
No, I had to think about what you said.
Yo, the moment I fuck with a nigga and you call, like, again, I'm not saying it to throw you under the bus.
But I didn't know you and that dude was close like that. That dude lives all the way in Australia. You know me and Schultz are close. So if I'm with somebody every week, talking to them every day, and you tell me something about them, of course I'm going to them. I didn't know you and George had that type of relationship. You say it all the time. He's AI. He's just not. I don't know. So I'm just thinking I'm giving you a heads up because these internet dudes done got pressed, and now they're saying, hey, Ak and Drake are the ones we get our marching orders from.
Okay, can we get back to the slide at hand? Because I want you to read the article.
No, you don't.
I do.
Can I read it now?
Yes.
All right.
Are we going to start with a reputable outlet, Wall Street Journal, first? Because I want you to read that and then tell me what got to do with me or got to do with even George.
I didn't say the Wall Street Journal one.
You keep quoting it.
The reason I say that's something to do with you because you told me out of your own mouth that George is the king of the Clippers. And when you see these articles from the Wall Street Journal that says
Clipping isn't illegal though.
It says it just says new investigation by the Wall Street Journal. Polymarket is paying scores of offshore Clippers to quietly promote its international exchange in the U.S., though it's banned from letting Americans trade on the platform. Polymarket made dummy websites mirroring its.
Polymarket's banned. If Polymarket's banned, why the fuck do I get an ad for it every goddamn 3 seconds? Is Polymarket really banned in the U.S.? I don't. Is that true?
Real site, mirroring its real sites, then paid creators to use the fake site and pretend to win thousands. Creators altered headlines and used outdated footage to imply they won bets, even when they often lost. Polymarket paid Aiden Ross multiple millions to promote the site. That's Wall Street Journal.
Okay, so by the way, now let's use a little bit of context.
Okay.
What you read there, if someone is to be in trouble, who's in trouble?
The Clippers and probably Aiden Ross. And Polymarket.
I would say Polymarket first. If you're saying
they always get the little fish first. Because they know that the little fish eventually will tell on the big fish.
Who told you this, Charlamagne?
You've never watched the gangster movies? You've never watched the mob movies? This is how it happens. This is how it happens. You've never seen that. You've never seen that in the street. Like they'll pick up a fiend. A fiend will have a couple of rocks on. Where you get this from? Oh, they selling dope over here on this corner or whatever. Who'd you buy it from? I bought it from this guy named Slim. Now, next thing you know, that block is getting busted. Because they'll flip Slim. Slim, are you willing to go back in there and make another purchase undercover? Sure. So Slim will go, the person will go in, buy it from Slim. Next thing you know, the cops are raiding the spot.
Okay, perfect. And I still want you to read.
Okay.
But so do you think that it then puts, whether you're saying Aiden Ross, George, but we got Alex right there. I've seen Alex and Schultz do a call sheet ad. I see them do some shit with State.
What's that got to do with just illegal? They're not being accused of doing illegal shit with any of those companies.
All those companies are being accused of doing illegal shit.
Did you read what I just read?
Call sheet is being accused of similar things. Right? It's the same industry. What I'm saying is that when you're calling that out, and it's not even specifically mentioned anyone you know, what you're basically saying, if you've worked with Polymarket, maybe the jig is up. Literally.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Let me read you this. Polymarket, this Wall Street Journal. Polymarket and virality targeted dozens of videos by Aiden Ross, a 25-year-old manosphere phenom with millions of followers for promotion. Ross has a multi-million-dollar deal with Polymarket, according to a person familiar with the negotiations. And he averages a half hour per week on his live stream, scrolling through Polymarket and commenting on potential trades. In at least 5 of the videos, Ross identified ways he could use inside information to trade on the platform. In one video targeted for promotion, Ross said he could easily use inside information to trade on the release date of a forthcoming album from the hip-hop artist Drake, who is Ross's acquaintance. Shorty keep hitting me for dates. Trying to finesse Polymarket for bread. Representatives for Ross and Drake.
What the fuck was that? Like, so because Drake rapped that means like, what does that mean? And even Fine said, Aiden Ross is not manosphere. He acts gay. Like, I don't think manosphere people act gay. Like, I don't think that their thing is to act like he literally sniffed Andrew Tate's chair. Like, how is that? That's like the little opposite of what you would assume a manosphere creator to be. I look at Aiden Ross just like, hey, whatever the wind's blowing the internet, that's where he's going. That's how I look at Aiden Ross.
Decline to comment. Them the only two smart people in this whole shit.
Charlotte.
Smart Jewish kids not saying a goddamn thing. Meanwhile, y'all out here just yelling and screaming. I don't care about any of this shit.
All right. So let me stick to like say poly marketing.
Can we finish the article?
Yeah. No.
Internal materials show that Polymarket and Virality promote videos showing how easy it is to conduct insider trades on the platform. Polymarket has paid Clippers to promote at least 19 videos discussing opportunities to use inside information or other tactics to manipulate markets. Polymarket said it prohibits trading based on stolen information, illegal tips, or information obtained in breach of a duty of trust, confidentiality, or other legal obligation. It added that Polymarket's market integrity framework includes trade monitoring, on-chain transparency, reporting channels, and escalation processes to detect, review, and respond to suspicious activity. Where appropriate, we engage with regulators and law enforcement to support the integrity of our markets. The reason I bring that up is because your boy George is being mentioned, but they say he's the #1 Clipper. You told me that. You told me that.
You're right, but he doesn't work with. It's like saying,
you told me.
All right, this guy is the #1 basketball player, but then I tell you that the Knicks is in trouble, and you're like, well, isn't your friend the #1 basketball player? No, he doesn't work with the Knicks.
There's certain shit I don't even want to say because I'm really not trying to get nobody in trouble, and it's stuff that you told me.
Yeah, I don't understand why he brought up Polymarket. Like Polymarket has nothing to do with nothing. Like he tried. What he did was, okay, Aiden Ross and Drake have affiliation. Aiden Ross is mentioned in the article. Drake said in the song, she's trying to finesse Polymarket for bread, which maybe, because we've heard of this before, of brands paying artists to mention it in the song or whatever. We've heard that before. But let's say he didn't do that, and Drake just used a cultural relevant situation going on right now with Polymarket, because they are very popular, and then says that. Why would that not be like more realistic? Why then try to tie it to like, oh, well, we think y'all are doing this nefarious shit over here, but then y'all are also doing this nefarious shit over here. And I think he did that because like, okay, this inverse wire shit's kind of like obviously bootleg as fuck, but you can't dispute the Wall Street Journal, can you guys? You can't do that. You can't do that. And I see out in the chat saying, fuck Patty the Batty. That nigga was supposed to go over one round. He wasn't supposed to submit a nigga in 50 fucking seconds.
Told me.
Shelby, you might as well be.
Why am I? Tell me why I'm blowing the whistle. Tell me why I'm too short though.
Yeah, you too short.
I'm too short because I called my guy Ack to give my Ack a heads up on all of this type of bullshit.
I think you called me for a different reason. I think you called me.
What you think I called you for?
I think you called me because I'm gonna be honest with you. I think everyone these days, media is at a point now where it's a battle of narratives, and I really think it started with the Kendrick and Drake thing, where everything is an ongoing narrative.
So why would I call Ack privately? Give him a heads up on things. Because what I would think you would do with that information is get in front of whatever this is and shape your own narrative.
No, to shut it down. Basically, I feel like there's a couple of entities. They've been giving Rock Nation belt to
all of this shit came a week or two after I called you. All of these Wall Street Journal articles,
none of them are mentioning the people who you're talking about.
Can I read this particular article about George? Can I read this? Can I read this?
Yeah, from what site? Just say the site one more time.
Inversewire.com, which is a very reputable site. You're trying to convince the worldwide nigga that
it's a very... Bro, Charlamagne just said a very reputable site. We literally just looked at this fucking AI writer, like a million AI writers.
He lied! Y'all niggas worship him!
Nobody has ever heard, the only wire we've heard of, and maybe not y'all if y'all do some political shit, which this wire is taken fucking drastically because this guy's just a big fucking loser, is the fucking Daily Wire. Like, nigga, Charlamagne's talking about Wall Street Journal, New York Post, Washington Post. We're talking about all these massive news articles. And he says the only place you can find is the inverse wire. Not the Root, the Onion, the inverse wire. Not Al Jazeera, shit, the Times of fucking Israel. So anything. No. Inverse wire. With their AI fucking pictures all over the website. Having the main article is think about this, guys. It's been a month. You're telling me the biggest story they've written about is still on their main page about Drake's stake in Grand Wizard? A month after. They put that out on June 17th. If I go to any reputable website, Wall Street Journal, the National, fuck, even maybe the National Enquirer, which I know ain't reputable, they don't have a story from a month ago still on their fucking homepage. Come on, y'all.
No, this is realnews.com.
You're trying to convince the worldwide nigga that it's not.
Who's the author of that?
I'll tell you right now. The author of it his name is
I think you got
Dalton Jackson, senior systems and culture writer. Systems, media, incentives, and the architecture underneath modern culture. That's who wrote this article.
Sounds like a lot of word salad for. This is my own independent blog. It's a Substack. Go ahead.
I'm gonna read this, and we can move on from this, honestly. But I'm gonna read you this. I want to know what you think about it.
Go ahead.
Here's where the loop closes on itself and gets genuinely strange. The lawsuits allege those rigged casino winnings weren't only for show; they were a laundering rail. Money allegedly moved through state's encrypted tipping feature, described in the complaints as a wholly encrypted and substantially unregulated tool, perfect for pushing untraceable crypto to people you'd rather not be caught paying. And who got paid? Spot operators. The suits claim the proceeds financed streaming farms that pumped out millions of fake plays of Drake's catalog, bending Spotify's algorithm, faking a culture-wide consensus, manufacturing the very stardom that made the casino deal valuable in the first place. A rigged casino generates fake wins. The fake wins fund fake screams. The fake screams manufacture real fame. The real fame sells the casino. A perfect circle that never once touches reality. Which brings us finally to the man behind the curtain, who you genuinely cannot make this up, goes by Grand Wizard. George Wynn, an Australian named as a defendant, allegedly runs the Akademiks TV account and operates in chat under that handle. The filings cast him as the operational hinge, the guy who converts the state crypto to cash, liaisons with the bot vendors, and coordinates narratives. The paid clips, the manufactured praise, the slander of rival artists, the synthetic chat hype that makes a stage moment feel organic. And per the leaked chat logs the complaints lean on, the wizard wasn't freelancing. He was allegedly taking his marching orders straight from Drake and DJ Akademiks. The hype man for the hype was himself a hire.
Okay, can I respond to that?
Please.
Okay. Now, this is why I said you're doing a media sleight of hand.
I'm just reading what they wrote. This is none of my words. I'm not even saying I believe this shit.
Wait, no. So we're going to have a conversation.
Okay.
The Wall Street Journal article you read, they actually did some investigative research. What this guy basically is reading that you keep quoting, he's taken 3 to 4 lawsuits.
6, according to the article.
Whatever. Okay, 6. And he's just putting that in paragraphs.
What's wrong with, you should read. What's wrong with reading?
Charlotte, because if everybody took every allegation against you that was a civil lawsuit and then wrote your profile
That's
and
what
said,
they do.
According to Charlamagne, this is how he acts. He does this. You'd be like, listen, are we going to add some context to it? So if we want to go through it, because that sounds like a decently, might be ChatGPT. That guy doesn't look like he's doing too much investigation.
Could you stop?
No, I'm serious.
This guy is I don't even know him. You didn't see him.
Hold on. Wait, because he hasn't done any research beyond those things. And
no, you got to read this whole article. This is a good article.
I did read it.
Okay.
But everything he's alleging,
this might be like, maybe this is why people say Charlamagne, because up to this point, I don't think neither one of them like lost. I feel like they both kind of just are like weaving through the conversation. But Charlamagne doubling down on this inverse wire shit, it's not a good look.
When you read it, so when you read these articles, how come you don't take that to your screen?
No.
And have these
because it's
conversations with
bullshit.
your
All
audience?
right, so I'm having it with you.
Okay.
I'll tell you how it's bullshit.
Okay.
And I want to ask you what you believe. And don't do I don't know what to believe. Do you believe, right? Let me give you something on clipping. Clipping is the most normal and it's the most effective way to promote anything these days. I'm telling you these things as facts.
Yeah.
Epic Records just dropped the budget over $100,000 in the last 3 days because Future dropped it. That's a clipping campaign. This is how you need to post Future. This is whatever. We want to make this big. Don't mention this. Don't mention that. Goes to Clippers. I have access to. I know the biggest Clippers. That's not money to me, but I know about it. The labels are doing it. So the labels put money in Clippers' hands.
What they got to do with this illegal shit that they're being accused of, though?
Because,
I'm with you on the clipping.
No. Because
there's nothing illegal about clipping.
No.
But if you're paying Clippers to do illegal shit, then it can become illegal.
Okay. And what I'm trying to tell you is that if I'm telling you this, I'm pulling back the curtain. I'm telling you labels would just pay a Clipper. Why the fuck would the biggest artist in the world, Drake, need illegal gambling or online gambling and George to buy the streams? Does that make sense, Charlamagne? Come on, my bro. It's yes or no, bro. Come on.
Listen, I literally said...
I'm telling you what's happening with Future.
Listen, if you listen to Brilliant Idiots, I said this. I said, I'm going to even shoot Drake some bail. I said, sometimes you can be involved with people and not know exactly what they got going on. You can be using these clippers to push your narratives. You can be using these clippers to promote your songs. But these clippers might also be involved in some other shit. No, I'm not.
No. Sean, what I'm saying to you, everything you're reading that this guy is writing that came from these civil suits, I want to address it. It is false.
Do you think? So you're asking? Do I think Drake would be doing this?
Drake is not doing it. Okay. Republic Records, which is his label, ain't doing it.
That's a lie.
Republic Records is botting Drake's music through Stake because that's what.
I don't know.
No, you said it was a good article.
When it comes to using the clippers to push narratives,
okay,
and make yourself look larger than life.
Okay, so we're going off the article that your second man Dalton did, right? And I'm saying that
he mentioned a bunch of different things clippers are doing, not just the streaming.
Well, let's talk about the illegal ones because I just mentioned legal ones. The Future shit's legal.
Okay,
that's legal.
So Charlamagne because there's a difference what Akademiks say. Akademiks talking about pushing Future's music out, pushing his songs out. So Charlamagne believes that Republic Records is using their resources to push out narratives about other artists to benefit Drake. That's essentially kind of what he just alluded to right there.
You're saying, well, what about this illegal stuff? Okay, so let's talk about what could be illegal, right? Yes, theoretically, it could be illegal if there is money being transferred, sent back and forth through countries
Especially if
to
it's
bot
crypto.
streams.
Especially if it's crypto.
Yeah, but crypto is not a crime. It's
If you're-
having
if-
crypto.
if-
Do you have cryptocurrency?
No. If you're not reporting,
That's why you think that.
If you're not if you're not reporting it in Australia.
How would you
If
know
you're doing it, if you're doing it through tipping features.
How would you know he's reporting or not?
No, but the people investigating probably do.
Did Dalton make?
I have no idea.
Sure, you say you've read these.
Did you see the other article in the age.com? Australia?
With
the one that said they put the investigators on them? The one that said...
With no new info.
But it don't matter if it's new or not. The thing I be wanting to know is, how come you're not having these conversations with your audience?
Because I'm trying to have it with you. And
No, but you say you're so transparent.
No, Charlotte,
Okay.
I've spoke about these lawsuits because they filed them against Drake and Aiden before. I've said they're bullshit.
But do you tell the people what they're actually being accused of? It's one thing to explain the clipping. It's one thing to explain.
We go through the article.
I've never seen you go through the article. I've never seen you go through an article.
I went through one of them. But the allegations, I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. Mention the specific allegations and then we could speak as
I
people.
just did.
Okay. And I just told you, I said, so do you believe that Drake is money laundering his earnings or whatever through a online gambling casino to get his streams inflated? Does that even sound right?
No, but I think George might be. I think George might be involved in doing that.
So why the hell would so now the allegation that Drake is doing it? Okay, so we're getting Drake out of the way. All right, bet. So Drake's out of the way. Why would George do it?
For money.
So who would he be doing it for?
I have no idea.
If he's doing it for, he's not. Is he a musician?
No, but it could be a musician paying him.
Who do you think is paying? You're saying that there's things here, but now we're assuming a crime.
So let me get this straight. Charlamagne thinks that Drake isn't paying George to buy his streams, but somebody is to give George money. You say, who was it? And you say a musical artist. So why would a musical artist pay George to buy? Unless he's saying there's just another musical artist that's he's buying on behalf of somebody else. It's not Drake. Then I guess that makes sense. But I don't know. It's like I feel like this is the point of the interview where we're spinning here. My head's just spinning.
I ain't assuming nothing. I'm just reading the article, giving you information.
But when we're talking about what's there, you don't even have anything you could properly fall back on and say.
I just read you everything. These people. This is
the main accusation. You just agreed with me that you don't believe Drake is doing that.
Well, let me say this.
So give me another accusation.
No. Let me say this. It's hard for me to think Drake would do that. That's honestly how I feel.
Wait, what?
It's hard for me to.
Charlotte's a media legend, man.
It's hard for me to think that Drake would do that because why would he have to?
He's not.
But that doesn't mean he's not. And I'm not accusing him of anything. I'm just telling you what these allegations are saying. And I'm telling you that your boy George is in the middle of all of these allegations and he was being investigated. And apparently he told investigators he gets his marching orders from Ak and Drake. That was the original genesis of this whole shit. Me calling you privately to tell you that.
Charlotte,
why y'all decided to blow it up and make it this thing, I do not know.
You told me 5 different reasons. And that was confusing. That's why I felt like you was a Roc Nation employee trying to do a psyop.
Did you hear when I also said?
You said it's about narratives. You said it was about hate campaigns. Then you said it was politics. And then you said it was crypto.
No. The first time I called you, I said that it was politics. But what did I say? I said, but I'm looking at this shit and I don't see no political payments. It's just a bunch of music payments. I said, the shit I heard Jeremy say, I don't even have that information. So either way, I'm just giving you information. I'm just giving you the heads up. I'm just letting you know that some shit is out there. Some shit may be coming. And all of this shit.
If somebody sent me your tax returns for the last 3 years and I read out verbatim and you're like, nigga, how'd you get that shit? And I'm not forthcoming about it. At some point, you got to be like, nigga, you're in cahoots with
if
who
you told me,
got it.
that's not true. That's ridiculous.
If
you told me I don't know, I will find out because we're in media. Sometimes you don't get anonymous tips.
Charlotte.
No, answer. Yes. You don't get anonymous tips. You don't get mad random shit sent to you, and you don't know where it came from.
But I will say, at the point where now,
listen, this week alone, I heard you talking to people who was getting mad random shit from people saying this is just a source. This is just a source. This is just a source. Have I asked you once who the source was?
Yeah, but you haven't. But hear what I'm trying to say. At a certain,
do you even know who the source is?
Well, there's a few sources. Trust me.
Do you know? Be honest. Do you know who these people are?
One of them I've heard about.
Okay.
A bunch.
Okay.
Other people, you'd have to do some research.
So that's my point.
Hear what I'm saying though?
All right.
If it was something, if I was going to call you to give you the heads up, I'm finding out who that is. I'm going to be like, yo, so this chick over here that know this person, just go look at this person.
You didn't give me any time. You didn't give me time to do nothing. I told you that I was going to set up a conversation with you and Roc Nation. That we talked on a Friday for 2.5 hours.
Sure,
by Saturday. If
that's not the put the banana in the tailpipe move. Like, come on. Like, no. You think Roc Nation It's gonna be like, all right, we're done beefing with this guy. Charlotte came here. Let's have a call.
Why not? That's like, yo, if there's actual issues, listen.
You know what I said. What have they said?
If there's actual issues, a lot of times actual issues can just get resolved with communication.
I will say this. I do think that if Rock Nation, they have the opportunity to get with Akademiks, because I do think, like Charlamagne likes to act like Rock Nation don't care about none of this. They don't look at none of this. They don't see none of that. I don't believe that whatsoever. Obviously, Akademiks was a big voice during the Meg Thee Stallion shit. He's a big voice right now. So it would behoove them, just strategic-wise, if you don't fuck with the guy, to have the guy on your side, in a way, right? Like, so I don't believe that they wouldn't ever sit down with Akademiks whatsoever. I don't believe that.
And by the way, we talked for 2.5 hours. You gave me a lot of intel that I didn't have on a lot of stuff. You gave me intel on the little baby shit. And then we started talking about Rock Nation. I'm like, yo, what's up with you and Rock Nation? Why do you go so hard at Rock Nation?
So can I ask you, because everything
Can you tell people what you told me when I asked you that, though?
What?
Because you didn't tell me all of this shit about depositions and all that shit like that. You told me that.
What?
You said, I feel like a lot of us online feel like if somebody big is coming at us.
No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. Then we got to be with somebody big too.
No.
That's exactly what you said to me.
I'll repeat what I said.
Okay.
I said, these days, what online is, because now everything they try to throw me into, they throw Drake into like we're teammates, right? Drake's my man. He gave me a chain like that's my man. But you know, I was just a big fan of his. I supported him during some really tough moments in his career. That's why I got to check.
Okay, I was talking about same over here. Okay. I've never liked Drake's music. You know that.
All right, bet.
So who could pay me to hate Drake?
We never said that. But what I'm saying is that now the internet is breaking where there's teams.
And I think that's silly.
Well, it's not about if it's silly or not. Is it happening? These days, you're realizing the people who are super pro Jay-Z, they're usually shitting on Drake. The people who are usually pro Drake, they don't give a fuck about whether it's Kendrick or...
But shouldn't we be better as media personalities? Why do we fuel that? Like, we should know that, hey, you can have your opinion about an artist. I can have my opinion about an artist. That don't mean the fan bases got to hate each other. That's some Republican Democrat shit.
Yeah, but all this, I told you, it started with Kendrick and Drake.
That's
hip-hop is never...
You help fuel that too.
How I help fuel that?
You help fuel that divide. Because
keep in mind, the first time George mentioned, they pulled up on me at a concert.
Because instead of just letting Drake get belt to ass, right?
You think I'm gonna let my man get jumped? I know.
That's crazy.
But instead of... Y'all trying to let him get...
But instead of just let the rappers...
There was a lot of coward niggas in media.
But let the rappers rap. Like, listen.
No, it was bigger than that.
Okay.
Because a lot of people at that point, like, I know that feeling when niggas think you done, and niggas feel like it's okay to kick it back in. And, okay, Drake, we get it with the battle, right? Drake and Kendrick. But I seen media personalities gloat. Maybe they wanted an interview, or maybe they were promised an interview. And that was the moment they're like, all right, fine, we got it. So they picked... That's
life.
Okay, no, it's cool. So, all right, so cool. So they picked their side. What I'm saying is that, not because my man bleeding out, I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna just be on y'all side now. No, we fighting for the end.
You don't have to be on no side. You still a Drake fan. Objectively, you could say, yo, Drake lost a rap battle. It don't matter. Drake gonna still be Drake. That's what I said.
The entire media was kicking his back, and what I said is...
He got beat. If somebody walked in here right now, if two guys walked in here and jumped on me and you, and we got our ass kicked.
I think the difference is, people started trying to rewrite history. People started trying, like, Drake was never really good. What we're seeing Charlamagne do, he's buying streams, he's fake. Like, that's the conversation. If he just lost to Kendrick Lamar, it's like, all right, whatever, he lost. Not Like Us, the biggest record. Like, all right, cool, whatever. Kendrick got the Super Bowl. All right, cool, whatever. He won 5 Grammys. All right, cool, whatever. It's the rewriting of history about Drake, his position in the industry. Is he the biggest? Was he ever the biggest? Is this all fake? Niggas are telling me everything is fake. Like when RBX put out that lawsuit about Drake that said like 37 billion of his streams are all fraudulent. It's like, y'all really believe that shit? Like y'all, like genuinely, y'all believe that shit. Niggas tried to come to us and tell us that Drake is paying a botter who has a YouTube channel about botting. The guy has a YouTube channel showing how he bots. And y'all think Drake hired that guy? That guy's the guy that got hired? I think that's the thing. Drake fans did the same too. Kendrick, all of a sudden, he's a nobody who just came at Drake for clout. I mean, I never say he was a nobody. I did say, though, that I think it would have been, if GNX would have just dropped on his own, the fanfare that people have for it would not have been the same. I will say that. Because Mr. Morale wasn't this culture-shifting fucking album like people are trying to make it seem like it is now. Then. It just wasn't. And even when you see niggas say all this, he went on the highest-selling rap tour of all time. Well, yeah, Kendrick Lamar was already a fucking superstar. It didn't matter what he dropped. They didn't see him go on tour in 5 years. Of course they're going to go. And then we're talking about post-COVID. Hey, prices have gone up, buddy. So eventually, somebody's going to break Kendrick's record because ticket prices are going to get more expensive. And that's just how the game is going to go. But Mr. Morale, in no way, niggas was saying, oh, this is what we waited 5 years for. And like I said, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying Mr. Morale is trash or anything like that. I'm just saying it wasn't the fucking, coup de grace. I'm glad we waited 5 years for that one, guys. That's what I was really waiting for. That's not what was going on. And that wasn't the conversation. Now, after the battle, everybody's like, this is actually the most important album of the 2020s. This is actually the greatest shit we've ever heard in our life. That wasn't the conversation in 2022. That wasn't the conversation. So, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Now, people that act like Kendrick Lamar was a nobody whatsoever, that's just delusional. That is. But, But also, people said Kendrick bought it. I don't even, the 100 million streams, niggas ain't got no questions. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about the 100 million. I've been telling people to send me an article, like a legit article about it. I haven't seen one. I've just seen Twitter posts. So I don't know. But my point is, even if, hold on, damn Connor. Oh, Connor won? No! Did Connor win? Did he win? Did McGregor win? Did he knock out Holloway? Did he knock out Holloway? Where we at? Why am I not getting on alerts? I don't even see nothing. Oh, they're not even fighting yet. Oh. Okay. Somebody says it looks bad. What are you talking about? They say it looks bad. Okay, he didn't got there yet. All right. I thought they fought already. You should say he's back like he's fighting. Okay. Sorry. My bad.
Internet would be gloating. They'd be like, finally, somebody fucked up DJ Akademiks, somebody fucked up Charlamagne the God. That's the way the game goes.
It was more than just about the rap battle. The narratives too. It's one of the narratives. It's the reason why he was suing. Like
I didn't like that. Because the reality is it's a rap battle. They both said foul shit about each other. They both said defile.
But let me ask you a question. This is when I think people start realizing how powerful the media is, right? Did any of those narratives that came from the battle, because I think people like you would want the audience to believe that Drake legit just like, took 2 years before this Iceman situation that he's, just back number one again, just because a rap battle. No, there was narratives.
That's another false narrative.
There was narratives that spawned.
He didn't take no time off.
No, it's not about time off.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that he's back like he's never missed a step, in my opinion.
He never went nowhere.
Okay, but you're not yet.
We're acting like the Party Next Door album didn't have bops on it.
You're right. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that for 2 years, because of the battle and the fracturing of the fans, and also a lot of the media going against him, every negative, there was a time where negative campaigns or hate, things against Drake just didn't work. You know why? Because people were like, nah, that's not Drake. Everything negative said about Drake afterwards worked. You know why?
Most of them. How? What do you mean work? When you say work, what do you mean worked?
The people were carrying on these narratives that was driving almost like groupthink about him and his entire career.
Have you ever heard this?
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm watching this. I promise I am. I'm tuned into it. Somebody give me the link. I need the link for the Conor McGregor. I gotta at least have it up in the corner just to see it while I'm listening to Charlamagne. I'm watching this fight. I need to see that fight on the other side as well. So if you got a link, I'm not paying for Paramount Plus just to watch the fucking fight. If you know what I mean when I say the link, like let me know what the sites are.
The quote. Even dirty water makes flowers grow. So people can say negative shit about, they say negative shit about you all the time. Has that stopped your career? No. People say negative shit about me all the time. Has that stopped my career? People say negative shit about Drake. Has that stopped his career?
Okay, well, they say negative shit about Jay-Z and he coming out of an interview saying he's trying to go on offense. Why?
Because y'all motherfuckers fucking with him.
Okay, so when Drake...
This ain't new.
Oh, okay, so you're acknowledging, because I like that little saying. I don't know how long you had it, but it's clear that it does affect some shit because Jay is now saying after getting his ass kicked media-wise, PR-wise, people are accusing him of stuff, linking him with other people that did really vile stuff, and just throwing random stuff at him. He said, no, I'm getting on offense now. So he's reacting to the dirty water. What I'm saying is that...
I think that one thing that we're missing, this is a conversation that's not just about us. We're clearly having a media pop culture conversation. I remember last year, you were saying like, Jay's going to come out with all of this, promotion and marketing and all of this stuff next year to change the narrative. And I'm like, act is slick. Because you're not dumb. You knew it was the 30th anniversary of Reasonable Doubt. You knew that it was gonna be.
Charlotte, think I stepped on
you. No. You knew that. So it's like, okay, let me play the role of being.
Charlotte, you think I'm that smart?
It's like when I come out and I say,
Sean, I know the media like the back of my hand.
You should, but the worldwide nigga that don't. So now when they see that it's the 30th anniversary of Reasonable Doubt, the 25-year anniversary of Blueprint, stay with me now. the 30-year anniversary of his first album, which laid the foundation for everything, the 25-year anniversary of arguably his best album, and the 10-year anniversary of what I think is one of his best albums, 444. Of course it's going to be a media blitz. Of course he's going to do concerts. Of course it's going to be merchandise. Of course he might step out there and do some interviews and more shows. Yeah, we know this.
Also, I could see a PR whitewash from a mile away. All right,
but why not? But let me finish my point. Why not use both? Okay. Because that's what me and you do. Me and you are doing that right now.
Okay.
Me and you are taking the opportunity to say, you know what? Me and that been having the worldwide nigga net talking for 2-3 weeks. Let's sit down and do a sit down.
Because 3 minutes ago, you literally said that basically those type of things, I'm telling you it was happening to Drake. You're saying those type of things don't affect you. So, because I'm saying it with Drake in the sense of, for 2 years, he kind of got his ass kicked in the media. I'm the only nigga who said, hey, it could be 1,000 of y'all. That's my man's. And I thought we evened out the conversation.
Sure, I'm saying that none of it affects these people career-wise. Jay-Z selling out. Jay-Z got 140,000 tickets sold this weekend at Yankee Stadium. He's selling out all around the world.
I beg to differ. He sat in a fucking chair for four days, like taking out his wicks, trying to get like a afro to this Drake and Nicki Minaj. And Kanye. And none of them responded to him. None of them responded to him.
You gotta stop.
None of them responded.
You know why you gotta stop doing that?
None of them responded, man. Like, that was
you're smarter than
the only person responding was Oskino and Dame Dash.
Fuck the response. They've been shitting on that man for 4 years prior.
What Drake said? Drake said the jig is up and he crashed out?
This guy referenced Jay-Z like 4 or 5 times on Ice.
He just said he don't want to file. He want to file the case.
This is why Akademiks is good. Nobody cares about the truth when the lie is more entertaining, and you are a great entertainer / liar. Because Drake literally mentioned Jay-Z 4 or 5 times on Iceman. You know Nicki been going crazy. Come on, you know Nicki been going crazy on him for years.
She's been cool.
Dame Dash been going. It don't matter. Dame Dash been going crazy on him for years. But fuck a response. They've been talking about him prior. So finally,
Jay-Z not on Drake's radar right now. Like, you can tell he ain't get a response. You know Drake usually responds to a lot more people.
See, you trying to get my cortisol levels up.
No, he cleared the air.
Des, send him in. Send him in. Yo, he mentioned Jay 4 or 5 times on Iceman.
When?
You just referenced 2.
No. I know he referenced him, but like, you're acting like he's trying to go back and forth. Jay-Z went and did a freestyle diss. I
can't respond. I'm a rapper. I'm responding directly to your lyrics. The jig is up. Oh, word. Now you're looking at the wrong chart.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. And again, I'm not, word on the street, he didn't get a response. Was kind of weak. That's why.
You got to stop.
It was kind of weak. Let's be.
Jay-Z was responding to Drake.
Word on the street. The reason why he ain't get a response, it was kind of weak.
Jay-Z responded to Drake. And by the way, there's nothing to respond to because it wasn't like it was a diss. But you say, yo, the jig is up, whatever. Drake said the jig is up, blah, blah, blah. Jay gave him a couple of bars. That's what he did. He gave him a couple of bars.
But I think that was a great moment.
And how can Drake respond? Other than saying, I don't look up to you no more?
No, it's a great moment where I think people kind of looked at it and be like, yeah, that's the OG, Jay, but it's like, there's like kind of levels in between right now. Drake should have responded.
It was dope. And you know it was dope.
It was dope?
We're still talking about it now. You talked about it for days.
No. You know why we talked about it?
You lost your mind. And by the way,
we talked about it because he got out of character. Charlamagne, I literally sat with you. I sat with you. We're on the phone. Charlamagne is gaslighting me saying, yo, I don't even think any of these people, like, I don't know if you say verbatim, like, they might not even know what's up with you. Like, I don't think that you said, literally to me, you said, Jay is too high up. He's not thinking about Drake.
No, I'm talking
about... He
went
on stage
I didn't say Drake. I said, I'm talking about you.
No, you said... because you referenced his interview. You referenced his interview with Fraser. And Fraser said in the interview, because you referenced exactly when Jay said, yo, why am I thinking about Drake and Kendrick Lamar? And you echoed that. That's why I know it was about Drake. And then 5 days later, everything we talked about on the phone, it's like he was on 3-way. He went on the stage and rapped.
No, what Jay said was...
Were you at the concert?
No, what Jay said was, I'm Jay-Z. Why would I be jealous of any of these people? And I think he referenced Drake in particular. I can't remember right now. But he said, I'm Jay-Z. Why would I be jealous of any of these people? That's a specific thing, which I agree with. He's Jay-Z. Why would he be jealous? No, for what? You got to tell me why.
Well, why would he respond then?
Because he's a rapper. And he's
Drake beats his record.
No. Hold on. What the fuck? My bad. Condiment, what the fuck was that? Oh, he fucking when he tears Achilles after 7 years? All right, man. Sell job for sure. That's a fucking biggest sell job ever.
No.
Wrong chart. Listen, wrong chart, shit.
We need you know what? Charlamagne, you might be right about Polymarket. Conor McGregor doing Polymarket ads all week. We gotta go check Polymarket, bro. We gotta go check what the Polymarket ads were.
He's a rapper who's in rapper mode right now because he's outside. It's the 30th year, and it's the 30-year anniversary of Reasonable Doubt, the 25-year anniversary of The Blueprint. It's actually smart. See, he doesn't do what some of us have to do, meaning that got to respond to every single thing. If I don't got nothing to talk about, if I don't got nothing to promote, you're not going to see me. Now this year, he got all this shit to promote. Yeah, y'all going to get some smoke. And you said Jay-Z's out of character. You don't know Jay-Z's career. Right, Jay-Z has always given people smoke. Always.
Yeah, so you're going against what you told me, which is he basically not thinking about it. Now he is thinking about it. He's giving smoke.
No, I didn't say that. See, this is one thing about you. You're good. What I said was, he said, I'm Jay-Z. He said, I'm Jay-Z. I'm not jealous of anybody else because I'm me. I didn't say nothing about not responding to no music. I'm Jay-Z. I'm not jealous of anybody else. That's how I feel about me. Okay. I hate when people say, yo, you're jealous of this person, you're jealous of that. For what? I'm me. If anything, I salute that individual. I salute those people. You number one on Complex, yo, act big up.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Because I do think this is also at the center of a lot of this. I believe these days in media, I'm gonna make an analogy, but I'm gonna use politics.
Okay.
For years and decades, when it came to U.S. politics, when the topic of Israel came up, people were endeared to it, right? It was always seen that it was a place that is an ally of the United States and a place that the U.S. should protect. The conversation has changed these days. When Israel is normally brought up in most political conversations that I see, people are like, damn, why are we going to war for them? It's very drastically changed. I use that analogy to say, I wonder what your perception is on the Jay-Z and Roc Nation conversation now. I believe that when Jay-Z and Roc Nation name used to come up, it was a blanket like, yeah, that's that nigga. Like he from the culture. These days, when I hear a lot of people talking about anything with him, whether it's a Target thing, and I didn't even give him shit for that, but they look at it with almost a sour taste in their mouth as of like, you know what? I feel like you guys have misused our trust, misused the cultural equity. And I think that a lot of these other stuff that, you might be bringing up, it's a byproduct of it because I believe JC wholeheartedly. He's on offense this year. Yeah. And he has to fight these narratives. And how do you fight these narratives? You got to fight also some of the people who might be the biggest and loudest voice pushing that. So what do you think about it? Or do you at least acknowledge that that's happening?
I think all of those things are subjective. I think that when you're an artist, I think that when you're in the music industry, when you're any type of celebrity, right? There's going to be maybe ebbs and flows, but I don't even look at it as ebbs and flows. I just look at it as I'm a Jay-Z fan. You may not be, but I'm 48 years old. So all of those albums mean something to me. So I'm at the concert this weekend with 140,000 other people. So for all of those people online,
but it's not music conversation though that people are giving them shit about.
Well, sometimes you can get, man, sometimes you can get too big for the room. Sometimes you can be so successful and be so at the top of your game for so long that people just start hating you for any reason whatsoever. You got more haters now than you did 5 years ago. Why do you think that is, Zach?
Yeah, but it's different if the narrative has changed. And that's
people will all. How many narratives have they shifted on you over the last 3-4 years?
Charlie, you're avoiding the point.
No, I'm not. I'm showing you the point. When somebody listen. When somebody doesn't like you for whatever reason, they will use anything that's against you, and they will side with anything that's against you. It can be you can get online and be the most trivial shit. Like we sat around arguing about his hair, bro. Whether his hair was real, whether you can really comb dreadlocks out. You realize how petty that is, yo?
Yeah, but you're still missing the bigger point.
What's the bigger point?
The bigger point is that, and
the bigger point is you gotta love niggas more than they hate themselves.
I gotta ask you this because I think the rest of the I'm gonna call them interns. I think you gotta be on payroll. They're interns. Like there's a couple of.
I feel like it's a better way to, because he brought up the music thing. And I feel like I saw another article where he did this. Not an article, but a conversation where he brought up the music. It's like people love the music, but the narratives about Jay-Z are there and they are real and people are discussing them. Like. Obviously, like I always say to us, like I think we have these separate conversations. Most people don't give a fuck about what is going on the internet. Niggas like me who make content about the shit, I'm tapped in. If I didn't make content, I probably wouldn't know about half the shit that's going on. I probably just wouldn't, unless it's like just the real massive stories. But to act like there's no shift about how people feel about Jay-Z or Roc Nation, especially after the Tory Lanez situation with Make the Stallions, how people feel about that. Now, I've always been a strong proponent since day one. I didn't understand why Roc Nation would try to set up Tory. That don't make no sense to me. It just didn't. But people do. People believe that. All right? So, what the fuck? Okay. What the fuck?
Accusation.
I have my soundboard. But
False accusation.
I don't know, man. Guys, can I be honest with you guys? Gotta be honest. Can I live? Are we gonna get another hour and 20 minutes of the same bullshit? These niggas just spinning the fucking tires. I feel like we're still kicking the tire. Like, there's legitimately nothing that's just like, whoa! Besides the inverse wire, but that happened after the show. But like I said, I'll keep it. Hopefully there's some more, intriguing conversations Oh, they got the full video of Bam swinging on Tyler?
But like, I mean, like they're
who? No, I'm not. I've never been signed to Rock Nation. I'm not managed by Rock Nation.
Is there at least an acknowledgement that when people like, there's a growing consensus of conversation that if Jay right now was announced that, yo, I'm partnering with someone to build a children's hospital in the middle of the hood in Newark, New Jersey.
People would talk shit.
And I'm not just saying only haters. People are looking at him like, is he really doing this?
I think what you're saying.
You're not like,
no, I am acknowledging what you're saying is true, but I promise you that's been going on since the beginning of time. For anybody that's in a position of power, for anybody that's successful, there's nobody on this planet who can do anything that won't receive criticism from people. And this is why I always tell folks: "Hi, you mad I'm opening up the children's hospital? Well, go do something better. If you don't like me opening up the children's hospital, then you go do something better."
Yeah, but how do you think it's affecting him? Because I can see the clear.
I don't think he cares. And by the way, I don't know.
He has to care. You want me to tell you why?
Okay, tell me why.
Because when you could walk into the NFL offices and you just met with Colin Kaepernick and you snake him and you basically say, "Hey, listen,"
you didn't snake him.
Okay, well,
I was there.
His wife begs to differ, and
I was there.
You were there.
I was there.
Okay, all right.
You didn't see the video? I'm in the room.
Desiree, come on in.
No, it's public. I was in the room.
Yeah, but I'm pretty. Other conversations happened before that.
I was around for a lot of conversations
that were private.
Yes, even some private ones.
So you work for them then?
No.
How do you? It's not like you're saying,
you do know me and Nessa and Colin were like this at one point.
Okay, so it's their fault.
All I'm simply saying is,
so Charlie, you can't DJ Khaled this one. You got to pick it.
I'm saying
they've been vocal this week too.
Yes, and if you ask me, Jay-Z didn't snake them. That's my personal.
So they're idiots.
What? Who said that?
Well,
so Charlamagne was close with Nessa and Colin like this, but he still feels like Jay-Z was not wrong for what he did. Which, like I said, y'all know how I feel about Cap and the whole situation. So I'm not even saying Jay-Z is wrong, but. I've seen this clip on Twitter, so I know this is going to come up. So I'll just let it come up, then we'll talk about it.
Well, they feel the exact opposite. So it's either they didn't do something. There's no way nobody's at fault.
Everybody can have a perspective, and when you're dealing with a lot of different personalities and a lot of different people, and everybody's seeing things different ways, there's a lot of different perspectives. From my POV of that situation, he didn't get snaked at all, in no way, shape, or form.
Okay.
And I don't even want to get into that because this isn't a conversation about Colin. Because regardless of how me and Colin are now, I have always had much respect for Colin. If I've ever said I love you, like I've said for Nessa, I'm gonna always love you. That's just me personally. Regardless of how people may feel about me, I'm gonna always carry that love and have that respect. But if you ask me,
she probably hated Rock Nation with me.
Oh, 100%. She hated Rock Nation then. What are we talking about? Okay. She hated Rock Nation then. But when those calls were happening, like, we gotta get Colin to try out.
But,
we got. I'll give you this.
Is that Jay was right in this?
I'll give you this. Yo, all right, y'all doing this deal? Yo, Colin got to get a try. Go watch the interview where it's me, Roger Goodell, Jay-Z. I'm the one in the office, and we can even probably put that in this video. I'm the one in the office saying, yo, all of this shit is cool, but the best PR for the NFL right now would be to make sure Colin Kaepernick gets the job. Do you want people to stop it?
No, I don't want people to stop protesting at all. Kneeling, I know we're stuck on it because it's a real thing, but it's a form of protest. I support protests across the board.
Right,
we need to bring light to the issue.
I agree with that. What, Christian, can Cap get a job?
What?
Can Colin Kaepernick get a job?
Yeah.
Fuck. Charlamagne just fucked it up. We told him not to say that. Why the fuck did he say that?
Yeah, anything can sign it right now.
I think the biggest issue people have is they want to know how you could partner with a league on social justice when Colin Kaepernick, who brought it to the attention of the masses by peacefully protesting against social injustices,
all right,
still out of a
job. In the building.
Can Colin Kaepernick get a job? I'm the one pressing the line on Roger Goodell and Jay-Z.
You were just saying it with no action behind it, knowing that.
What can I do?
Yeah, but also too, what I would say is controlled opposition. You look like you are. Yes, you said these things, so we're not going to take that away. You did say them, but it is kind of why is Charlamagne there? Like, no, he's the biggest media person in hip hop. So obviously, I'm not trying to say he should never have been there, whatever. But it's like. Controlled opposition. We know there's going to be criticism about this situation. Like, I don't think Jay-Z and them are idiots. I don't think Jay-Z and them don't know what's going to happen if they take this deal. They know. They're not stupid. So we're going to get our most trusted media person in there to ask the question. So when you ask the questions, people will shut the fuck up because, why? Charlamagne asked them. Right? Shout out to Charlamagne for asking the question. So, like I said, controlled opposition.
Well, I'm just in the room as a media personality.
Well, put it like that.
Oh, okay. You want to know the action behind it? Y'all got to make sure Colin Kaepernick gets back in the league. All right, we're going to get Colin a tryout. Do we forget Rock Nation got Colin Kaepernick a tryout? Do we forget that? It was public. Everybody knew about it. It was big news. An hour before, Colin decided to go to a whole other field, like an hour and a half away, and hold a private tryout, and left all of these NFL representatives from these different teams at the field where the actual tryout was supposed to be.
Let me tell you the criticism that I agree with there. And you made some points and even brought some stuff up. Maybe I'll think about it a little differently. But what I won't think about differently
Are you allowed to? With a Drake chain on and a steak shirt on? Are you allowed to say anything positive about Rock Nation?
Well, why would Drake have a problem with Rock Nation?
I don't know. You're the one keep saying that. You're the first person to tell me that.
You're telling me that Jay went on stage to respond to him when you never know what he meant when he said Jig's up.
You gotta stop.
But here's the point. I hear what you're saying, but this is the thing that Rock Nation has a reputation of. And I can name you 50 different ways and 50 different people who feel like this. And if everybody keeps saying, you don't leave Charlamagne in your crib, he gonna steal something. And you hear from like 5 to 10 people, maybe you want to keep a camera in that room. Then nigga might be stealing. What Jay-Z and Rock Nation did that I think Colin felt a way about, and of course his wife, is that there was a movement started and it was centered around this individual. You came in, used this cultural currency, and you co-opted the movement for your own personal gain and acted like, oh, okay, just give him a tryout. Like that was always about. And so you're throwing him some crumbs while you really, that deal that Jay got is the reason we're having so many different discussions.
But what you just said isn't true because the movement wasn't centered around Colin Kaepernick not having a job in the league. And that's something that Jay-Z said in that meeting. The movement, when Colin Kaepernick took a knee, it was to protest against injustice that was happening.
And Jay-Z came in and co-opted and said, we're beyond kneeling. So we're done with that.
But wouldn't you say, in a way, Colin might have co-opted his own movement? And the reason I say that is because as soon as he was no longer in the NFL and he got blackballed from the NFL, it became about him not having a job. Could you agree on that?
I'll agree with
you. So don't you think in a way he might have co-opted his own movement?
Yeah, but isn't it snakish that you take over? Like if I got a plight, like, yo, they're not giving people with OVO chains this opportunity. And then a nigga comes in, takes over my movement and reaps all the benefits and then try to throw me some crumbs. I should be happy for that nigga?
But how did Jay reap the benefits? Colin didn't want it. First of all, Colin did take a settlement, right? Colin did take a settlement.
Hold on. How did he reap the benefits? He signed a deal with the NFL. And also it was rumored it was rumored that Jay was supposed to go get an NFL team.
But what that got to do with Colin? I think we all forget.
Jay came in to squash black people concerns for his own benefit and acted like this was some shit that was for the progression.
I don't even like speaking for other people because contrary to your popular belief, I don't work for Rock Nation. But based off what I saw in that meeting, in that room, there was two things happening at the same time that people forget about. Remember, Jay-Z was the person who told Travis Scott, man, you shouldn't perform at the Super Bowl because you're not a co-headliner. You had the biggest year in music, period, of any artist. You should be headlining that stage. He didn't like the way the NFL was treating black performers, hip-hop performers in regards to halftime shows.
And the only way he could have taken it over was basically by pushing Colin Kaepernick out of the way. But hold on, that's just one situation.
What does Colin have to do with that side of it?
Hold on, and that's just one situation.
Hold on, but what does Colin have to do with what I just spoke about?
What?
If Jay-Z had a problem with the way the Super Bowl was conducted,
he would have never signed that deal without Colin. They needed.
How?
Yo, Sean, are you serious right now?
Yes, I am.
You think that Jay-Z would have signed the halftime?
You need to go back and actually watch the. Listen,
they owed him a debt of gratitude. It was never going to give him a team. They gave him that bullshit. It's not bullshit, but it's like the halftime show.
You need to go watch the hour-long conversation that we had.
Why didn't they sign a deal before that?
Listen, they were. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. They were already working toward that. Jay-Z was saying how Roger Goodell was asking him to do X, Y, and Z, and Jay told me, this is about me performing. Nah, dead that. That's not what I want to do. He was trying to make it a better situation for artists that were black and brown, period. And he did that over the last 5 years. The whole injustice piece, that was something completely different.
If you sit here,
it's two different initiatives. Inspire Change is the social justice piece.
If you sit here and I remember Papa John's and all these sponsors, they were so upset that people were kneeling. They were backing away from the NFL. They were pretty much about to hemorrhage viewers and cash. Yeah. They needed to get black people.
Now, I had to research this, right? I had to research this part. Because I don't remember, the way Charlamagne just framed that Jay-Z told Travis Scott not to perform because he was supposed to be the headliner, every article I'm finding does not state that at all. It says, according to Variety, published earlier this afternoon, Hov contacted the Houston rapper, and during the course of the conversation, he tried to convince LaFlame to drop out of the halftime performance. Predictably, the sources have cited the rap legend's move as one to support Colin Kaepernick, who many people believe to be a victim of systematic effort to prevent him from playing in the NFL. It says nowhere in this article that sources claim that Jay-Z did that because he should have been the headliner. Because then it goes on to say, there have been reports that Hov and other rappers rejected the 2017 Super Bowl halftime show in order to move in solidarity with Kaepernick, which makes Hov's reported move to dissuade Scott very plausible. Now, I don't know if Charlamagne has some information behind the scenes that we don't know about, But even trying to say, oh, no, it wasn't because of Cap. He wasn't saying don't perform because of that. He was saying because even that frames it into the whole Jay-Z situation to an entirely different conversation. Because if you're able to convince us that, no. Jay-Z didn't tell Travis not to perform because of Cap. He told him not to perform because he needed to be there on his own. And then when I took over, I made that happen. That frames that conversation a completely different way. Then he told Travis not to perform because of Cap. But then a year later, he got with the NFL. So what happened to Cap? So I don't know, man. I don't know who's lying here or not.
He lied.
But I don't know.
Y'all niggas worship
The articles
him.
I'm reading don't say shit about him saying it because you deserve to be a headliner. Not everything references Kaepernick after that statement. So,
People on board. Remember, the niggas were saying they was not watching, but they still betting on fantasy sports. We all seen it. Jay came in for a reason, and the NFL owed him.
People did not stop watching football, bro.
Oh,
and you do know in that meeting, Jay-Z said verbatim, because I said it. This always gets edited out whenever they talk about the Jay-Z says we're past kneeling. I go, so you want them to stop the protest? And he goes, no, I don't want them to stop the protest. I want them to do whatever you feel like it is you need to do. But this is what I feel like I need to do. This is my action item. He said, whatever your action item is.
You got a cultural equity to tell everybody we're past kneeling. And they're giving us a token gift that we could use it symbolically of how much they understand our plight. So he gets this gift, Colin gets whatever, and basically co-opts the movement, and that's why he's hated.
That's a perspective.
And by the way, that's only one thing.
I don't agree with that perspective, but that's a perspective.
Okay, and that's only one thing. If we go to Meg Thee Stallion, same situation.
What's the Meg Thee Stallion situation?
1501, they signed her. Okay, she's on Warner at the time. They literally accused Rock Nation of having tortious interference.
I don't know nothing about none of that shit.
Well, I'm just trying to tell you a pattern of how Rock Nation has moved. Bobby Shmurda's online saying the same thing, right?
Well, can I say something from my perspective?
How come everybody has stories that are matching? There's a pattern.
Can I say some things? This is why I fuck with Rock Nation, because I've seen how they treat people that can't do anything for them.
You see, it's like, why can't you just, like, we can get to the, like I said, Rock Nation do good shit. I'm not going to tell you until they don't. Why can we not address the shit that's being said about them right here, right now, of to why people would feel a way about them? Why is that so hard to get addressed and stay on that point and topic? I don't get it.
I've seen the exact opposite of a lot of the things.
Frank Lucas used to get back to the hood too.
I've seen it. What are you talking about? You're comparing a drug dealer to a legal black and brown corporation.
NFL owed him. People
did not stop watching football, bro.
Oh.
And you do know in that meeting, Jay-Z said verbatim, because I said it. This always gets edited out whenever they talk about the Jay-Z says we're past kneeling. I go, so you want them to stop the protest? And he goes, no, I don't want them to stop the protest. I want them to do whatever you feel like it is you need to do. But this is what I feel like I need to do. This is my action item. He said, whatever your action item is.
You got a cultural equity to tell everybody we're past kneeling. And they're giving us a token gift that we could use it symbolically of how much they understand our plight. So he gets this gift, Colin gets whatever, and basically co-opts the movement, and that's why he's hated.
That's a perspective.
And by the way, that's only one thing.
I don't agree with that perspective, but that's a perspective.
Okay, and that's only one thing. If we go to Meg Thee Stallion, same situation.
What's the Meg Thee Stallion situation?
1501, they signed her. Okay, she's on Warner at the time. They literally accused Rock Nation of having tortious interference.
I don't know nothing about none of that shit.
Well, I'm just trying to tell you a pattern of how Rock Nation has moved. Bobby Shmurda's online saying the same thing, right?
Well, can I say something from my perspective?
How come everybody has stories that are matching? There's a pattern.
Can I say some things? This is why I fuck with Rock Nation, because I've seen how they treat people that can't do anything for them. I've seen the exact opposite of a lot of the things.
Frank Lucas used to get back to the hood too.
I've seen it. What are you talking about? You're comparing a drug dealer to a legal black and brown corporation.
No, because you're saying that because they have done good things for people.
Charlamagne pulled out the Democrat, a legal black and brown organization. That's what you're gonna do to our people here.
Who are not fortunate, that mean they're overall good. I'm naming you specific things.
Yes, and I can name you specific things that I've seen them do for people.
So if I kill 3 niggas and I do a turkey giveaway,
why is it killing? This is business. First of all,
I'm telling you the bad things they did.
There are no permanent friends or enemies when it comes to business. And in business, and you're going to learn this as you continue to do business, there's going to be times where people just are not going to be happy. That's just the way this shit goes. If you've been doing business don't say nothing for a second. If you've been doing business for as long as they've been doing business, at that level, it is impossible to have a perfect score. You can't point to any businessman, businesswoman on this planet that has a perfect score. There's always going to be somebody that feels like, oh, I got slighted, or oh, this didn't go right for me. That's just the way shit goes.
You're missing the majority. The majority of the media narrative, if you think this is just the normal amount of dissenters that are saying, oh, I felt I got screwed over. If you ask,
what's the
if
ratio?
you do a poll, you should do it on Breakfast Club. You should do a poll about what is their consensus when they hear Rock Nation.
To who? Who am I asking this to?
the general
Your
public.
audience.
What I'm
It's
saying
gonna
is
be
that
140,000 of us at Yankee Stadium this weekend throwing up the rock sign.
that's music.
What you mean? No, that's the artist. We're there in celebration of Sean Carter, Jay-Z. I like his music.
We're talking about Jay-Z and the moves that are not music. Of course, people like his music.
Okay.
Like, we're not gonna have that. That's a stupid conversation to have.
So let me ask you a question. What do you think? If you ask 21 Savage about Jay-Z, what do you think he'll say?
I don't know. I should ask him about
What you mean? He helped him with his immigration case. If you ask Meek Mill about Jay-Z, what do you think he's gonna say?
Maybe now we'll say something good, but I was hearing before. Maybe not so much.
Well, that's crazy to me. That
Jay
individual,
himself rap. He said Meek could. He said I could never diss Meek. I freed that nigga from a whole bit.
and he's right.
He's right, but why would we even rap
He
that?
said
If
me and Meek could never beef.
Well, if there was nothing there, why?
My point is, you should ask people. Like, listen, I can
asked enough because I named like 3 people, and you're like, nah, I don't hear about it.
I'm
call Bobby Schmurder right now. Let me explain.
I am a
or you don't want to hear from Bobby.
No, because I don't care. Like that's his
That's what I'm
perspective.
saying, you don't care?
I can't tell him he's wrong. You understand what I'm saying? Like that was his experience.
There's no split consensus on anything else in hip
If you ask
hop.
Rihanna about Jay-Z and Rock Nation, what would she say? Ask me about Jay-Z and Rock Nation.
I didn't know you work with him. That's the thing. Like,
Listen,
this is news to me.
We have an initiative, and I saw your people's posting this. We have an initiative called the United Justice Coalition, right? That was taken completely out of context too.
What is it?
United Justice Coalition is a community initiative. So it's all of these different, organizations, social justice initiatives, mental wealth initiatives, mental wealth organizations who come together. It's a bunch of them, and we do things for the community. Like somebody can get on an email right now and say, "Yo, there's a jail in Mississippi right now that has terrible conditions. The inmates are complaining. We need to get somebody on that." Or, hey, there was a shooting in Mississippi. The police killed, this young black man. We need to send some activists, over there. Like that's the type of organization it is. And every year for the last 4 or 5 years, we do a big summit in New York called the United Justice Coalition. Ask me how much I get paid for that.
And for every good story like that.
But no, ask me how much I get paid for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what you're
$0.
Do you own part of
It's a nonprofit.
Yeah, it's a
No.
Okay, do you write over your taxes?
No, there's nothing to write off. I'm a part of the UJC. I'm sure somebody might write it off on their taxes, but it's not me.
The point of what I'm trying to say is that the narrative of,
And that's the thing that Angela Rye, I think she's like the chairperson of whenever she was like, well, the Target situation, like that one's out of context.
around, and I think this is why they think we've created it. I don't think
No,
it's us.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
Again, we could go back to more stuff. Why is Nicki going up on him? Nicki felt like he did some unethical shit business-wise when it came to Tidal.
Why Nicki goes in on everybody.
And
Nicki still got paid from what I saw.
so Nicki goes at everybody just like how she's going at Jay-Z? I think
Yes.
it's a little bit different.
What are we talking about right now?
No, she goes at I'm not saying
Nicki goes crazy on everybody. But once again, I don't even want to get into this conversation because I don't know all of their.
You don't think that
listen, I don't know all of their business dealings. I can't sit here and
you
talk
just
to
told me about the business deal where you're like,
No.
donate your time. What
That's
about the business
me.
deal where, okay.
That's me, my perspective. I can't.
But you also said if I asked Rihanna and these other people who I've never talked
because
to.
I'm looking at individuals that I've seen them help in tremendous ways.
On that title stage, Nicki Minaj was there, and she's blatantly saying, hey, she's saying what I've always said.
Yeah.
Jay-Z sold the idea to the culture that we're going to do some FUBU shit when it comes to streaming services. For the artist, by the artist. He basically then sold the company and became a board, he's on the board.
That was the plan.
Square.
That's the plan the whole time when it comes to business. If me and you launch a company right now, at some point,
those artists supported it, not for that.
Yeah, but at some point, we're going to come together. We're going to get a bunch of subscribers to come to this company, and we're going to sell it for a shitload of money. We're going to split the money up and keep it moving. That's business.
Okay, and while I agree with that, you can't blame people for. I think even with the casino thing, I think that casino thing don't work. People know Jay full of shit. Anything Jay.
I don't know why you have this hard.
I think even like what he just said, like the point is to get it, build it up, sell it. Yes, that is a point of business. Like if you're just thinking business, like that is a point of business. But the thing that people are saying is that he uses the black people to make something cool, to drive up the price so he can benefit. That's the conversation about Jay-Z. Like that's the conversation that they should be having. But they keep like going over the put me in, coach. Let's talk about Jeffrey Yaz in Philadelphia, right? Let's talk about these things. All right, let's talk about these things.
No, I'm being honest.
Jay, it's crazy.
You're smart though. You're smart. You don't think his reputation is in dirt right now?
I don't hate Drake the way you hate Jay-Z.
Well,
I only critique the music
listen,
and his clothes.
Drake sent you bottles and shouted you out on this song. Jay-Z and his people got me in court, federal court.
I'm gonna tell you something else Drake did that you should have done. Who gave Drake a heads up about the reference tracks?
What heads up did I have that either?
No. Who gave Drake a heads up about the reference tracks 10 years ago?
Yeah, I heard you there, yeah.
Everybody thought me and Drake had such crazy beef. But me being a human, right? I'm like, I want to destroy this man's career. I don't hate this man like that. So I called my homegirl, Jazz Fly, who's no longer with us, God bless her dead, not even knowing she got a relationship with Drake. Just talking to her about the situation. I said, you know what, when we finished talking, I said, I'm going to call Jay Prince and just let Jay Prince, like, no, somebody sent me these reference tracks, blah, blah, blah. You think when I sent Jay Prince the reference tracks, Jay Prince didn't give a fuck where they came from. He was just like, yo, I got these reference tracks. This is what they trying to do to my man. Hey, Drake, now you got the heads up. Figure it out.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. I didn't know Charlamagne was the one that let him. That is kind of crazy because they were. That would have been a big moment on radio, especially for Charlamagne being the guy that was looked at as the opposite of Drake at that time. To have them release them, and he didn't. You got to give him some credit. Like credit got to get passed out when credit is due, guys. And I would say that credit is due at that juncture for doing that.
So Drake went on offense and got in front of whatever the narrative was going to be.
So if anything, it sounds like you're taking credit for Drake like responding as he should and bodying Meek Mill. Did you see Meek recently put that? He said that Akademiks is the reason streams went down. Nigga, it's you.
Can I say something? You gonna make me buy bottles for Charlamagne? How do you think I even got in that song?
Okay, all right, so good, kudos. But what I'm saying is
you should have followed his lead.
Follow whose lead?
You should have followed your man, your
and
idol.
Some bottles?
No. You should have followed your idol's lead. And when Charlamagne gave you a heads up, instead of saying, you know what, let's go on the offense against Charlamagne for what reason I don't know.
Let me just get in front of these narratives. It's me and Rock Nation. We've been in for a minute.
Go ahead.
I told you this on the phone. You know what you should have said? Those my people over there, you my mans. Yo, listen, I'm gonna just get out the way. Instead, you play defense.
No, you know what I said? Those my people. I'm gonna get you a conversation with them.
Charlotte, you probably had to. All right, did you talk to them?
What if maybe?
No,
maybe.
What did they say?
Maybe I did. Maybe I did. To be honest with you,
hold on. What did they say? What do they say?
No, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Saying, when you mentioned George to them,
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I didn't even get a chance to. You know why I didn't get a chance to? Because your man immediately started jumping on me the very next fucking day. Okay, so by that point, I'm like, well, what the fuck? Now they coming at me? Okay. So why would I then pick up the phone and use my cachet to be like, yo?
I'm gonna be honest, I think we should just get the fuck out of there. They would have laughed till the phone hung up.
We don't know. I don't think so.
They spent over $500,000 trying to get at me. Like they're not gonna be like, oh, Charlotte said like let's holler.
Who wants to spend $500,000 on a person?
Okay, so let me ask you. So when you
time out, you didn't even give me a chance. Is what I'm telling you.
All right, but I'm asking you, when you've had the conversation or any conversation related to any of this with them, and don't gaslight me like, nah, I never talked to them.
You're not gonna like what I said. You're not gonna like what I got to say.
So when you talk to Jay-Z or you talk to Desiree Perez,
Jay-Z has never mentioned you. What made you think I talked to Jay like that? I don't. That's the craziest thing about all of this.
You know, you literally said, I'm gonna call all the way to the very top. Who's at the very top?
That could have been Dez. That's
okay.
Like that's
when you talk to Dez, then all right. When you talk like
Dez is busy. Dez ain't thinking. When I tell you she's not thinking about this type of shit, I'm just telling you, bro.
In a deposition, 5 hours in, they said
that was 3 years ago when her artist was in duress.
She just sued.
That was like last year. That wasn't five. Wasn't that last year that took place? That wasn't 5 years ago. That was last year.
Well, no. She just actually asked for Twitter accounts that's talking about her and her daughter case to be investigating the post. Yes.
You're not making no sense right now.
No.
You're talking about a personal issue between her and her daughter.
Wait. You said this person, we're talking about Desiree Perez, the CEO of Rock Nation, you said she's so busy, she wouldn't care to have these conversations or to even be thinking about whatever. I'm telling you.
You just said, and by the way, I don't know anything about this. You just said her and her.
Charlamagne, I don't know the God. Charlamagne, that should be his new name. Charlamagne, I don't know the God.
You said her. You got to pull her receipts on Charlotte.
You said her. You said her and her daughter. Well, that's different than her and DJ Akademiks. I'm telling you right now, respectfully, you're leading with a lot of ego,
Charlotte.
And if I'm wrong, listen. If I'm wrong, I'll be wrong in the future. Right now, it feels like you're leading with a lot of ego.
Shout out to Briz in the chat, man. Briz, a member. Shout out to Briz for being a member in the chat. He says, Charlotte saying, I don't know about that so much in this debate is very bad for his brand. He's paid to provide knowledge, insightful commentary. And also, too, it's like, Charlamagne claims he watches all these YouTubers, right? He watches Chigs, he watches all these people, but he don't know shit about what's going on. He don't know none of the nuances of the conversation on the internet whatsoever. But he watches Chick Smooth. He said he's seen everything. He said he saw what Trapper Ross said. He saw what this guy said. He obviously by the thumbnail, he sees what Poetic Flacco said. Like, but you don't know nothing that's going on. You expect us to believe that? Excuse me. You expect us to believe that? Yeah, then that water fucking me up, huh? But all right, let's continue.
I'm not playing no defense.
You're playing defense for these people because you're acting like they're above the fray. They're not. They're wallowing in the mud. They just play a different game where they're an invisible game.
You're saying I'm playing defense. When I called you privately to tell you something about you Then the very next.
You're playing defense, and I'm telling you who's coming from.
No.
You're saying, nah, it ain't them.
No, you
They're
gotta
too
stop.
big.
You gotta stop saying that. And this is the part I want people to actually see. I called you to give you a heads up on something. You respond by having your guy start attacking me. So I start attacking your guy.
I didn't tell you.
That ain't got nothing to do with no Rock Nation. That's
I
me.
told you on the phone. This, I believe, is coming from Rock Nation. You said
what is coming from Rock Nation?
Everything.
What is everything? I didn't know nothing about none of this shit.
I told you like 5 different things. I said,
no.
Hey, they tried to bring me to deposition. Hey,
you told me that. You did tell me the deposition shit.
I said that they tried to like in a roundabout way.
You didn't know George when I first brought George up to you. When I sent you the pictures that I sent you,
that's Grand Wizard.
No, his name is George Wynn. All right, when I sent you those pictures of George, you said, "Who is this?"
Yeah,
and I said, "They said this is Grand Wizard Chad nigga. This is George Wynn who runs Academics TV." Yeah. You was like, "Damn, I thought he was skinny."
It's not like we done hung out on vacation.
Now you're
no, that's my
now you're lying.
No, that's my man.
You didn't. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Ain't no nigga my man. I don't know what this nigga look like. I don't know nothing about him. I ain't just talking to a nigga on the internet talking about, that's my man's. Let him run a page in my name. No. That's like automatic. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Nah, you can't do that. That's ridiculous.
Act like that was your man when I first brought him up.
No, I said you showed me a picture. I said I didn't know that's how he looks at this moment.
No, I said I got the text. You said who is this?
No, read it.
You said who is this?
And then you said that's Grand Wizard. I said he's fat. That's all I said.
Hold on.
He's fat.
You said I define it.
Shut up, I ain't gonna lie.
That's the first thing.
What I realized is that Rock Nation got to get a little bit better with the narratives because
I don't know
even the divide and conquer shit.
I don't know. But that's my point. There is none. I don't feel like looking for them texts. That shit is really pointless. This isn't about Rock Nation.
I don't feel like reading text, but wasn't the very beginning you was pulling up text?
And I wish you would stop saying that because let's talk about us.
If I'm telling you that I know where it's coming from,
cool.
You're playing defense by saying it's not coming.
If Rock Nation is coming at you, I don't have nothing to do with that.
Okay, and that's when I actually respectfully just step to the side that we can focus on Desiree and Jay-Z.
I'm not going to do that.
Because now when Granny hit me, I'll be like, of course take the gloves off with him too.
No.
Like, we don't want to get at Charlamagne. No, Charlamagne.
But
get him out of here.
But why did the gloves come off for me to begin with?
Charlotte, because in the way of how you deliver the information, you want to frame it like it was a heads up. It was more of a, the way to neutralize these guys is to get Ack away from them by saying,
that's what a guilty person would think.
Nigga, you told me the dude is stealing from me. You have no proof of it.
I never said he was stealing from you. I saw you say that on the screen. I'm like, where did I say he was stealing from
Charlie, you said he took $4 million from me. You literally told me this.
How would he take $4 million from you?
That's what I was saying, but that's when he was bullshit.
I never said he took $4 million from you.
Charlotte, you said he got pressed. Oh, and you said,
and he told investigators that he gets the marching orders from
and you said, I seen the finances. He's getting paid a lot more than you. I think he's.
By the way,
all right, I seen this part. I seen this part already. I'll be right back. But y'all finish. I seen this part. We'll talk about it. I'll be right back. 2 seconds.
What's wrong about that? Remember the shit I showed you earlier? The shit I showed you that with all the shit that you get paid to do?
Yeah.
Yes, you make more than that.
It's music promotion.
Yeah.
But we got to be clear because when we allude to it, so what you showed me, and you can put it on camera. Like, I don't like it when, you see, this is another thing, this is why I brought this conversation public. I don't like it when people are acting like they got some privileged information. Number one, if I brought up your Breakfast Club or Netflix contract or whatever, and I start, like, putting it online or whatever, you might be like, damn, you kind of invade my privacy. So here's my thing. Rather than you source it, just post it.
I get what you're saying.
So post it that we can talk about it because the first person who said an actual thing to Jeremy dude, I bodied him. We haven't heard from him since because he's lying.
I get what you're saying, but I never wanted any of this to be public. I called you, and I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier. If I'm working with Rock Nation,
you called me with the intent for me to step away from George. That basically I would deactivate him, and I'm like, that's my man's.
No, because I said George, I said Carson McCoy, Alex Chocho, whoever. I don't know Alex Ocha. I don't know any of these people.
Well, George,
I'm just telling you the information that I was told, and I told you. I said, and they said the crypto accounts were flat.
You also you said how much do you trust George? I'm like,
valid question.
You're acting like, number one, someone's doing something illegal. Number two, you're acting like this guy is doing something like maybe stealing that I need to watch out for.
I didn't say nobody was stealing. What would he be stealing?
You literally said $4 million, and I knew that was cap already.
What would he be stealing?
That's why you kept saying the crypto stuff. It was like, I
gotta go back and look at the information because I don't remember nothing about no.
You literally said, you said something flag, and you were like, there's $4 million. You said $4 million, and you're like, if you're Akademiks and he's on Akademiks TV and he's getting paid way more than you, he might be stealing from you.
I ain't saying nothing about stealing. No, I know. I told you that. I told you that they said the crypto accounts were flagged. And there was millions of dollars moved over the last few months. Whoever sent the information?
Who's whoever?
I don't know. Got to talk to Lauren. By the way, you didn't give me a chance. I want you.
This is crazy.
You just said, but you literally just said the same thing happened with you.
Me saying who is like,
I can say the same.
See why I got the out chain on. If I say who, you're like, oh my god.
I can say the same thing to you. You can't tell me who gave you certain information.
No, I'll tell you.
No, you won't. I asked you
what?
I asked you over the past week. They said all of these different sources were coming. Even though, by the way,
no.
some of that shit was hilarious. You literally said I only know one.
No, because there's a third party that I don't know who that. But I would.
But that's every media source.
No, if you ask me, I would literally show you. I'm not the type of. I would give you. I would give half-ass warning. If I'm gonna be like, yo,
I'm assuming right now he's talking about Wack 100 in the the exposers, the spy number one who said that Charlamagne got kicked out of Wendy Williams' husband's penthouse because he was doing gay stuff. Right, that was one of the accusations against Charlamagne. The other one was like he stopped Wax from getting a chicken farm or a butcher shop because he was sleeping with Charlamagne's side chick. It's like, bro, what are you talking about?
That's not a half-ass warning. That's a half-ass warning. I gave you 3 names, told you what they were alleged to have done. That's everything you need to know.
Okay, but when you're, that's not even what I was really even caring about.
But you're still missing my point, and I don't want you to miss my point. I don't want nobody to miss my point. I called you, gave you some private information. Regardless,
I don't think that was in good faith because the way I call you differently.
You call me the same exact way.
Nigga, I call you, I read the email, I sent you the email. Yo, this is who's trying to do it to you, bro. Look out.
No, you didn't. You called me and you said, hey, this is the person, boom. But you knew who the person was, so that's different.
No, I knew who the person was. No. That time when I told you, I didn't know who the person was. When I said their name, you knew the person was. And then when you explained it, I understood. I said, oh, I seen the relation there. Okay. But I said, you do it. You do what you got to do. Yeah. But that shit it has no place on my platforms. I got nothing to talk about with it.
I did show him.
I gave you every info I could have.
And I gave you everything I had. And guess what, Ak? I could have got more if you didn't sick your dog on me. If you didn't sick your motherfucking Australian dog on me, I probably could have got you. No, it's not.
This is manipulation.
No, it's not. I'm not.
I will say at this point, though, like, Charlamagne has been deeply invested in this narrative on Brilliant Idiots and PostSat. So even if he didn't want to get the information on Ak's behalf, I don't believe that he doesn't know who's behind it right now because it's been weeks. So you're telling me I could have got you information if you wouldn't have sick the dogs on me. But you kept talking about it and you went into more details about it 2 weeks into it. And you're still going to tell me. So one, you didn't know where this information came from. But you went on your platform as one of the biggest voices of hip hop media and spouted the information out without verifying who the source was? Is that what you're telling me Charlamagne the guy did? So like I said, he took the information Lauren LaRosa had, presented on his Brilliant Idiot show multiple weeks in a row, but still has not verified who the source came from at all in those 2 weeks. He's still Charlamagne, I don't know the God. I don't believe that. I don't believe it.
And I want us, this is what I really want us to stop doing.
Because listen. In coordinates with the sit down, all right, if you really were, like, you would have still had the conversation with Desiree then and be like, hey, listen, you know, there's a lot of other people because I think you're getting caught in a crossfire when you're Desiree's Australian lap dog.
I would have told Desiree the same thing I tell everybody about.
So you would have still had that conversation. You still never did.
Listen, I would have told him the same thing. I would have told her the same thing I always tell everybody when it comes to you. I think you should sit down and have a conversation with Akademiks. Ak ain't like that. The Ak y'all see online that gets drunk off the liquor and wild, and that's a lot of that is performative. Have a conversation with him. And let's see if we can squash some shit. Like, that's what and by the way, that's what I told you.
I want you to have the conversation and tell me what she says.
I mean, it's public. She's gonna see it. Well, by the way,
no, you say you can make the call. I made the call. Like,
you've been wilding.
I want you to hear.
You've been wilding. It's gonna be hard to make that call now. The last few weeks, you've been wilding on them.
So now you're acknowledging this issue.
From your end. Are you on drugs? Are you on fucking coke?
Nah, of course, Alex.
On your end. You're the one. All of this is coming from you.
This is what they sent you to do, is just gaslight?
Oh, my God. Ak, stop.
Charlamagne, I told you, I'm giving you exact instances, you're gaslighting.
Ak, George got 6 lawsuits right now that he's named in. Are any of them from Rock Nation?
What are those lawsuits about?
This crypto shit and all of this shit that I've been reading.
It's about stick.
Okay. But are any of them from Rock Nation?
Okay.
No, just answer the question. Are any of them from Rock Nation?
But they're from them.
You think that. You have no proof of that. If you got proof, I'll shut the fuck up. That's all you gotta do. Show me proof, and I will promise you, not only will I shut the fuck up, I'll be like, damn, that's what they doing that?
Okay, so when they fund a legal campaign to have me sit in deposition, they try to get Drake to sit in depositions, and they're asking, no. Yes, I can, because because they tried any which way to get me a depo. I told you, like, you're just not hearing because you're running off whatever they programmed you with, which is
what you're saying to me is they use whatever the defamation situation with Megan was to bring you in here to ask you questions about this other shit.
Yes.
Okay. That was the isolated incident.
Every educated lawyer. Listen, I consulted with the best lawyers about the whole situation because we were anticipating a few other steps being taken. And they said this is very typical of when someone is preparing something, you start with the smallest fish on the totem pole. That would be Milagro Cooper.
I just told you that earlier, and you said, where the fuck I get that from? I just said that they go after the smallest fish first to go get the big one. I just told you that about 30, 40 minutes ago.
Well, you're talking about criminally. What I'm saying is that they wouldn't... Criminally.
Civilly.
Okay.
Yeah.
The point was, in a civil suit, you just need to get somebody under oath, right? Their way to get me under oath was to try to convince a judge, which they did. And then they convinced another judge, which is a Jersey judge, to say, hey, this guy has material evidence for this case that we have against this blogger for defamation. When I was in the deposition, I got the whole thing recorded. We got the transcript. The judge read the transcript. I'm telling you, the judge, his name is Judge Day. He was out there in Trenton. You will hear him on the record say, why are you having a deposition with Livingston Allen and the majority of your questions revolve around Aubrey Graham, Nicki Minaj, and also around State? Are those people connected? This is on record, Charlamagne. Like, okay. And if I'm saying this, like, and you just don't want to believe it, you can go look at it.
I'm not sitting here saying that it's not true. I'm just sitting here saying, what the fuck that got to do with me? I called you to give you a heads up about something. You sick your dog on me, and now you're using me to attack Rock Nation?
All right, I would say this if I was him. I would say, all right, fuck all that. Forget me putting you in it. Acknowledge, because you just... Did I show my fingers? Acknowledge that you just acted like Desiree Perez don't give a damn about this. This guy don't give a damn about this. Nobody cares about this whatsoever. But I'm telling you, they brought me in, they sat me down, and they used the time that they could use for Milagro and Tory to ask me about this. And then conveniently, a couple months later, we start seeing these class action lawsuits against Drake, Stake. You know who also got deposed by Rock Nation, which I don't know if he mentioned this. You know who also got deposed by Rock Nation? Aiden Ross. Now, Aiden Ross was a part of Tory Lane campaigns against Meg, but regardless, then you have lawsuits against Stake, Drake, Aiden Ross, and Grand Wizard. You think that happened out of thin air, Charlamagne? You think that just popped up randomly? So forget acknowledging about why you're in it. I want you to acknowledge that you claim that Rock Nation don't give a damn about me or anything, but stick to this point right here. That's what he should have did in that moment. I don't think he did that.
That shit don't make no sense.
No, Charlamagne, you came in playing defense. All right,
man, Bleak on the podcast. Go ahead, Bleak. That's a real Rock Nation.
Bleak don't got no voice. Well, respectfully. By the way, and that's the problem with Rock Nation now.
And I'm not, by the way, anytime I speak on George, I am not speaking for Rock Nation. I'm speaking for me. Because George was coming at me. Have you ever heard me mention George Wynn prior to him shooting at me?
Okay, by the way, I just want to say this. I think Rock Nation knows at this point, I think it's by chance. They feel that the majority of the narratives that kind of come up online are either influenced or, put out by platforms associated with me. And I think they feel helpless. They got to stop. There's a lot of Rock Nation adjacent people. They can't get one narrative to be in the favor.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Y'all care too much about the court of public opinion. And I've told you this before. I remember having this conversation with you.
They sued a chick for defamation and spent $2 million and got $75,000. Who cares more than that?
If you're defaming me,
so you'll spend $2 million to get $75,000.
I don't think it's about the money in a situation like that.
No, but you say we care too much.
It's not about the money.
So I'm defeating your point. You say we care too much about the court of public opinion.
Yes, you do.
But if I'm making the same argument that the people I'm talking about care as much too,
can I finish my point?
Hundreds of thousands in PI.
Yes.
Millions of dollars in lawsuits.
And
they're getting a fractional piece back. Who cares more than that?
Let me finish my point. Court of public opinion. I'm gonna use your boy as an example. Court of public opinion kicked your boy in the ass for 2 years. You go on social media Drake. You go on social media for 2 years. If you're an idiot, you're looking at all of this shit and you're like, damn, don't nobody like Drake no more. Damn, don't nobody fuck with Drake no more. Damn, man, it really might be over for Drake. That's stupid. Every time he put out a song, it charts. Then he finally comes out with an official album, a real album, Iceman, and it's #1 for however many weeks. That's because that shit online really does not matter. It's just noise at the end of the day.
If you want to sit here and believe that Drake having this moment with Iceman was just, nothing matters since then, look at the back of this chain. This is exactly, if you think he doesn't even think that. Because he was in a fight for his life.
Do you know what?
Perception matters, especially for artists.
You know what Charlamagne said over and over after the battle? The person that made this worse was Drake. Not the battle itself. It's the way he handled everything after the fact. Just keep putting out music. That's it. He's Drake.
Charlie, he didn't. Everybody move the goalposts. Yo, he need to take a break.
How?
Charlie, I heard you say it. Yo, he need to take a break.
I did think he needed to take a break musically. Take a break, me. But I was saying that before the battle. The
reality
take a break.
is that the atmosphere of hatred had to be addressed, and I think
D for Ag look too emotional on this. I wouldn't even say he's too emotional. I just feel like he's not doing a good job of putting Charlamagne's feet to the fire on certain things. Like look, like they're literally talking about like how I just said that he could have been like me, Aiden, deposition, Rock Nation. Then a couple months later, lawsuit about Steak, Aiden, Drake. Charlamagne, where do you think that came from? I don't know. Well, Charlamagne, you're a smart guy. They deposed us about some shit that had nothing to do with Tory Lanez and Milagro Graham. They deposed us about Steak and this. And a couple months later, that's what happens. That like, then that lawsuits just start to spring up all over the country. You're a smart guy. What do you think happened? Oh, maybe, it makes sense. Okay, Charlamagne, let me put it into a different perspective. If you were being deposed for something that you saw on the radio about, a certain, like, let's say Angela Yee did something and they're deposing you about it, but then they're asking you about your Crystal Burgers and your Raekwon's weed, and you're like, what the fuck that do with Angela Yee? And then a couple months later, there's a lawsuit against you, Crystal Burger, and Raekwon's weed. Who do you think was behind it? I feel like that's Akademiks' biggest flaw in the interview is not allow. I feel like he allowed Charlamagne to keep guiding him where Charlamagne wanted to go. But even if he's going to spin, I'm going to keep reiterating the point to where eventually you're going to have to come to an understanding of what I'm saying, or I'm going to come back to point so much that people are just going to be like, this nigga really don't want to answer that question. That's what I would have did.
it did.
Does the hate impact you?
I'm media, so
because now they're talking about Drake making music or some shit.
Hate or love, I'm gonna win.
You lost a lot of weight. Did you lose weight because people were calling you a fat fuck on social media?
No, I'm healthier now. So,
but no, okay then. So that's my point.
Yeah.
When people are online with all of this criticism,
Charlotte.
You can either let it impact you or not.
Charlotte,
if it don't fuck with your bottom line, who cares?
When Meek says 100% do believe the narrative that when me and him weren't going, Meek at one point thought I was just some. He said, "Yo, you just a nigga." I remember this verbatim. He says on Clubhouse, he said, "Nigga, you only got 5 million." He said, "I got bitches with more followers on Instagram." From that moment, I said, "I'm gonna show you what happens when you go against the biggest media personality."
Meek is a great example.
And if you ask Meek, nothing in his favor happened from then. And if you don't think the narrative mattered, well, let's see what happens with Jay-Z.
Meek is a great example. And let me tell you why. I made a comment a couple of months ago, and we were on Brilliant It Is, and I said I feel like Meek hasn't been the same after the battle. Those comments were inaccurate. And the reason I said what I said was because of what you're talking about right now. Public perception, perspective. Online, it was like Meek Mill that became a joke. Every time, even now to this day, when Meek tweets some crazy shit, they fucking him about Twitter fingers. But did it? Because right after the battle, he had #1 albums. Right after the battle, he was still going up on the charts. He still was getting gold and platinum plaques. I think what happens over time is sometimes people just might be off you musically. That's why being relevant musically for a long period of time should be applauded. And I'm not even gonna talk about Jay, because Jay been around for 30 years. Forget Jay. Let's talk about, I'm gonna give Drake his props. The Drakes, the Futures, the Kendrick Lamars, the J. Cole. These guys that have been around 10, 15 years still can move the needle when they drop music. They should be applauded because it's hard to keep people in tune with your music for that long. And I think that's the only issue Meek might be having right now.
I disagree with you. A rapper lives like, I'm gonna give you two rappers currently.
Okay.
Young Thug and Gunna.
Okay. Gunna's putting out great music.
It's more than music.
Gunna's the best example. No. According to the internet and the streets, Gunna should be done. Gunna should be finished.
Who's more liked right now?
Gunna.
That's what I'm trying to say.
This is perspective.
Public perception. When someone's perceived better, perceived cooler, perceived like in a positive light.
I'm looking at who's bringing in the money. Who's selling the records? Whose shows are sold out all across the country? Whose records are getting played on the radio all the time? That's Gunna.
I've always argued this point. If Drake had dropped Iceman 6 months after, niggas would have said it was trash. Because
they said it was trash 2 years later. What are you talking about?
Who said Iceman was trash?
Mad people.
No,
we got
only the Rock Nation office.
No, we got two totally different algorithms.
Nah, Charlamagne's in the Screwface John and Charles Brown algorithm. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck algorithm he is. He got to be in that Charles Brown, Screwface, Read My Soul. Spin That's the best fucking record I ever heard in my life. Fucking algorithm. That's the algorithm that he's a part of right now.
Must be.
By the way,
that shit classic.
No, they're not. They're not.
Yes, we are. Yeah. Yes, the fuck we are. We're saying Iceman's a classic, buddy. Top 5 Drake project right now.
You and your squad are saying it's classic.
Wait, well,
you thought honestly Nevermind was classic.
No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't say that.
You love. I've never.
No, I didn't say that.
I've never heard you say one bad thing about Drake.
That's what Dame That's what Dame said to you.
You got a crush on that man.
Apologize.
You either got a crush on that man or you're getting paid.
Yo, Dame, I want to tell you, for all the times you've sat across this man and he had a paper plane.
He bought up Dame.
Yo, he had a paper plane on his chest, or he had it on his hat. I just want to tell you, Dame, I'm here to make sure you know you were vindicated, you were not crazy, and he was always right.
But you don't believe I'm getting paid by rappers?
No, okay. Do you believe I'm getting paid by Drake?
No.
Okay. But if a topic came up, and this is what I say about all media personalities. If Jay's your man, of course you're supposed to have, like, if a topic comes up, you probably have more nuance that could give more thought to maybe what his side is.
I have reverence for him musically, and I have reverence for him as a man. We've watched the evolution of a man. Yeah.
All right. So that's what I think there. Now, I do think that.
But I also can be biased.
No, you have mutual. Yeah, I know. But now you have mutual business interest with him. And I think you've been going in that realm for a while. And that's why you're playing.
I don't have any mutual business interest with him. We had a bid that we were trying to get for a casino in Times Square. That bid is gone. That got turned down.
So currently, there's nothing that you and Jay, business-wise, are aligning with.
Nothing at all.
So
nothing.
So if I pop up with something on stream in a few days,
please let me know. Show me. Nothing. I would tell you. Why would me, as a 48-year-old black mogul, distance myself from one of the greatest moguls that we've ever seen?
Nobody said
I would love to be doing more business with Jay-Z.
No, I'm not shaming that aspect. I'm addressing the aspect of, okay, like, put like this. There are certain other media personalities I could tell, they grew up on Jay. Jay's their guy. There's nothing wrong with it. There's going to be some baked in bias. We're all human, right? I grew up on Drake. I listen to every word this man has said. Like, that's my GOAT, right? Cool. So if you ask me Drake or Jay, I'm going to go in Drake's direction, right? I think that's normal. We're all human. I think it's when we get to the point of, because I don't think it's necessarily people get paid, but is your business now being supported and incentivized by their business? So now you got to go run interference.
My business isn't doing that. Like, you want to know the closest other business relationship we've had?
Like, you see what Flex said? And I know you don't get along, but he had said, like, he said Rock Nation had offered him like some $2 million thing. And it was just like, that's where I think influence is now. Hey, I'm not going to pay you, but I'm going to get in business with you. That when I'm in business with you, you're going to be on your platform just wildly defending me.
You do realize that, once again, when it came to that bid to bring a casino to Times Square, it's 4 different entities. Like, there's been other things that I've been offered. Like, I'll give you an example, a sports team. When you get offered to be a part of a sports team, right, to invest, you're going to come in under somebody's group. They're not going to bring in Leonard McKelvey from Mounts Corner, Cedar Galwart, whatever it is. They're going to bring me in under somebody's group. That's what that was. Like, so what's the problem?
Whose sports team was it? Was it Jay-Z sports team when he tried to get the Wizards with Jeff Bezos? Was that the sports team? I'm curious.
Because you're affiliated with Rock Nation, you came under there.
It's because
I'm gonna lie. Also, too, like, I don't know how niggas hate Charlamagne, but I do look at Charlamagne as I guess you would say, the blueprint. Now, I don't know about in moving forward, because there's a lot. Media has changed a lot since his time of old media, but like the status, you can kind of talk about any and everything, and people kind of want to hear what you got to say. $200 million deal from Netflix, like, just having all this, like, that's kind of like the model that you want to go after. So I'm just thinking of it, if we would have heard that Charlamagne now is, even if it's on like a 0.5% owner of like a sports team, that shit would just been like inspirational, like fucking a million. Like, oh, this is what's like, who would have thought that hip hop could take it this far? Who would have thought, like, being a nigga talking shit in interviews could have took you to those levels, right? Who could have took you to that realm?
I thought it was just being hypocritical. See, now you're apparently the whistleblower for gambling when you yourself.
I was not whistleblowing on no gambling.
And let me ask you a question.
No, I'm not gonna let you get that off. I was not whistleblowing on gambling. I was whistleblowing on the alleged illegal things your boy George Wynn was doing, and the only reason I was doing that.
State though. So
I'm reading the article.
No, I'm asking you. So you do. So just like how you were.
And by the way, but to your point,
if they're bringing a state casino to Times Square, would that be good?
I have no idea. To your point, because it's not about the casino, and you know that. It's not about the casino.
Would you have the same opinion?
It's not about...
If Steak was coming into... You said Times Square needs this.
It's not about Steak. It's not about casinos. It's not about gambling. It's about the illegal activities that your boy is being accused of. And by the way, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You know why I'm bringing that up? The same reason you bring up shit on people when you got a problem with them. If somebody's shooting at you, I got some ammo to shoot back. So when I call you, which I keep straight... No. When I call you, Akademiks...
You called me before it happened.
To say, yo... X, Y, and Z is happening, blah, blah, blah. This is what it is. You call your man to tell him and then you decided to sick the dog on me for whatever reason. Oh,
No,
word?
I said, no, I said, listen,
guess what?
You could do whatever that you feel is within your right to respond to people doxing you when they're posting your
I don't want to hear that
house.
shit. That motherfucker doxes all types of people.
Okay,
Cut it out.
but-
you gotta. That's another part when y'all say you don't play victim. That's playing victim.
No, hold
Yeah.
on. But here's the thing.
Nobody gonna feel sorry for George winning Academics TV.
No. But
I saw this motherfucker just called Scissor retarded 2 days ago.
No, the sympathy that he's asking, he's gonna post all type of wild shit. So again,
So he can't be mad when motherfuckers is plotting on him, and he should be lucky that all he's getting thrown at him is paper.
And now, right? And now, since he knows, all right, bet. So Charlotte could post me at the crib. Well, now I can post anything about Charlotte. And he's looking at me like, I know he's your man, but if you're my man too, you can't tell me. Can't tell me not to.
That's not right because you know I didn't do that first.
What?
You know how this played out. I called you, gave you a heads up. You told George. George went on the attack against me. I went on the attack against George. Now George is shook because George's like, oh my God, don't nobody ever shoot back at me. Now he texting my people like, man, Act told me to do that. Act told me to do that.
Ali just snaked him. I told him, I said, listen, how are you texting Alex? Like I had to tell him, like,
I thought you said that.
I definitely said that. I was like, yo,
let me finish this. Act told me to do that. Yo, man, could you please tell Charlamagne not to post my picture and not to dox me because he's saying my name with crypto and I don't want people to run up in my house. Oh, that's the Achilles heel. Oh, that's what it is. Oh, so now let me find out more. So he fucked up by mentioning that.
But that's people running up in his house.
I don't care.
To do crime. Okay, all right. So as long as you put in the right context.
Because he talks crazy.
Okay, and no. And by the way, I'm glad that you said that because also,
if he didn't say nothing about me, I wouldn't say shit.
I had that convo with him. I said, listen, yo, I'm beefing with rappers who's up a couple $100 million. I heard my house like Alcatraz. I couldn't even have kids at my house. Like I prepare like niggas is running in every night.
And you should.
And I should. So I also
I think that shit is nasty. I'm gonna tell you something.
I did tell him. So I told him. I said, listen, you should move. You got to move accordingly now.
But I think that shit is nasty. The shit I've been getting, like the same way you say people hit you up and they giving you shit about me, it's the same way about you. And I know a lot of that shit is bullshit. But guess what? Nobody cares about the truth and the lies more entertainment.
Of course.
But why would I ever run with that? I would rather do this. And the only reason I'm doing this on camera is because I don't want either one of us to get on our platforms and manipulate the conversation.
We gotta keep it public because I'm telling you, because
you lie. You're very entertaining when you get on that tequila.
No.
I see it. I be watching like I did not say that to you.
What I lie about? You can't.
You said Desiree got me a therapist.
No, I said that's what I heard.
From who?
That just like how you ain't gonna tell me certain sources, I can't tell.
I don't know my sources
because the person who's gonna tell me that is gonna have Desiree investigating them. I'm good. Well, they on Desiree's ass.
You said that the everyday struggle thing when I told you to walk out, that's a little.
No, you did.
Okay.
Again,
and you said that I told you I never had any affiliation with Rock Nation. That makes no sense when you literally said on your screen yourself, apparently Charlamagne has an affiliation with Rock Nation.
No.
Desiree got him a therapist or something. He said he's going to get me a meeting with Rock Nation.
No. You said business-wise, you basically have no care for whatever.
Why would we be talking about business? That makes no sense.
Because if I knew you and them have mutual business interests, I'm not telling you certain shit. I'm not calling you to talk nothing about them.
But why?
I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I might be tapped out. Funny how he said that and then dropped a break in his episode today. This shit gets uploaded. Is there anything else interesting in this fucking video? We're towards the end.
It makes perfect sense.
No,
and it's not accusing anybody of anything. It's just laying things out for you.
Nobody used steak to bot music streams. That's a lie. That doesn't happen. I'm telling everybody in the world it doesn't happen. That's a lie. So the context of acting like that's happening.
Steak is a huge company.
Nobody used steak to bot music.
You don't know that.
I'm telling you. I know.
The same way I work with. Listen, the same way I can sit here and say, I can't sit here and say, I don't.
All right.
I don't think.
And if you see me, there's going to be a problem.
There's a difference between an opinion and slander, though. It's a difference. Having an opinion about somebody's music, even having an opinion about somebody's wardrobe, having an opinion about somebody's personality.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm tapped out. they kind of go in circles. Just my overall opinion on the thing. I mean, obviously, Charlamagne, especially the inverse wire to me was like the biggest fumble of the entire thing. Especially now, if Akademiks would have been able to call it out in real time, then it would have made sense. But I don't think anybody necessarily like. I put the poll in the chat. Like, who do you think won? I don't even think. I feel like maybe Charlamagne had more like bad moments. Just keep acting like he doesn't know anything. But I feel like also Akademiks did a bad job of holding him to the fire on a lot of shit. I feel like he was able to like. My thing is too is like, I'm not looking at this interview or this debate or whatever in the lens of my lens, because I already know all the shit that they're talking about. Right? I'm already invested in the conversation that they're having. I'm looking at this from the lens of a person who doesn't give a fuck about all this, who just may watch it just like, okay, hey, what are these guys talking about? And it may look like at certain points that Akademiks is just reeling off into conspiracy land because he's allowing Charlamagne to spin him in another direction and talk about some other shit that don't matter. So I feel like Akademiks didn't do a great job of kind of nailing down the points that he wanted to really come across. So, like I said, if you want to give Akademiks a win, that's cool. But like I mean, I don't really think anybody won because also too, it's like now they're talking about shit they talked about in the first fucking 20 minutes. It's like we're back to that. Why we should have hammered that shit down in the beginning. So that's how I look at the entire video, the entire situation. Shout out to them for doing this though, because this is great conversation. I do have a video coming about the inverse wire thing, but to be honest, everything else is kind of like, in my opinion, a big fucking nothing burger. I don't feel like we really progressed the conversation a lot further. I thought we're still kind of, I mean, like, obviously they're probably not going to beef anymore. There's not going to be any more Akademiks TV posts. But we didn't really find out any new information. Only that I said the inverse wire is clearly an AI fucking slop website. Warder says he handled it as well as he could by being as nuanced as possible. Charlotte was going to spin regardless. But you keep saying that. It doesn't matter. Akademiks still didn't do a great job of cornering him on these things. He like to get spun, you have to allow yourself to get spun. You know what I mean? Like, if Akademiks had his shit down pat, every analogy he was going to use down pat, it would have been harder for, like, for example, football. If you run in on a running back and it's just you and he spin, you might spin out. But if you have every angle covered, the nigga really can't spin out. So it's not like he spun out once. He spun out damn near every time they was getting somewhere in the conversation. Every time they was about to touch on something that was kind of important, he let the nigga spin out. And that's a debate tactic. And I've always said, I never looked at Akademiks as a great debater. Like, even when like I said, when I see him do content with people and a debate kind of arises, it's not always the best. He's a great, like, solo me, get my shit off, fuck with the chat. But, I don't know if the debate thing is the thing, Yeah, because he said, I don't care, or I didn't see that. My thing is, he doesn't have to care or see it. You have to rationalize it to him in a way that he can understand. If you rationalize it enough in a way to where he can't understand, and he still acts oblivious, that just makes him look bad at the end of the day. Like, you can't let a nigga spin one. You gotta spin a couple times before I let you get up out of here. A couple times. So that's all I say. And I get it, Warder. You're an acolyte, so I know you're gonna like defend it, fight it to the death. But that's just my opinion on how I look at it. Flawless said this was a whole Beyblade battle, and Connor caught an L. This is a night of big L's. Yeah, like I said, I don't think me personally anybody comes out of this looking horrible. Like, even all the people on the internet that are talking about Akademiks, like Akademiks is like a crazed manic conspiracy. I don't think it looks like that because once again, I know the nuances of what these conversations that are being had are. And obviously those people that are talking shit already don't like Ak anyways. And they probably don't even like Charlamagne. They just don't like Ak more, so they're going to, ride with that, narrative and conversation. But I do want to see, let's see what the people are saying. Let's take a look. Now I'll go to Akademiks. I go to Akademiks page and see what the people are. Damn, Jay-Z brought an Eminem. That's fucking fire. Did he do Takeover? Did he do Takeover tonight or no?
All the media niggas that don't fuck
with everything. If you're a
Let's see. All right, so we got 120,000 views so far. That's great. 30,000 likes, 35 dislikes. Shout out to Warder's World over here. Consonant. All right, let's see. I realize how much I don't give a fuck about anything. I ain't gonna lie. This tweet is super relatable. This is super relatable. After why? Maybe because I'm tired and I'm just like, damn, I really sat down for almost 3 hours. Like, that is kind of how I feel at this point. Ad got a conspiracy for everything. Charlamagne made him look silly. And I'm going newest. I'm just going newest here. Charlamagne came quick before them Gay secrets and grape tapes came out, didn't he? Nyack basically think he's more important than he is. All the bots keep saying the jig is up. They got nothing unprovable, conspiracy theories and delusions, no facts. Jay-Z first Drake Glazer interview. Chat, we just got to take the L on this. Ack need to relax and take a pause before he responds so his thoughts come out better. He sounds nervous. Timestamps. Act so much of a fan he can't even help it. Charlamagne don't even respect him the way you respect him. Ack went out soft. I didn't get why Ack trying to act like he's something different. He's busy. He buys streams. He just mad Charlotte called him out. Cosmetic challenge. Wow, the whole conversation just shows how much of a child. Like I said, these people at least ain't, unless these are Rock Nation bots. Grand Wizard got the bots here. It's not looking good. Ack should have brought the Henny with him. I'm gonna be real. I grew up to have a 2-year-old now. I don't care about this anymore. Shout out to Mikhail. He was in my videos. Y'all really didn't hear talking. Ack got cooked. I would listen to the same thing. Ack, you my guy 100%, but your ass got annihilated. So, I mean, I don't know. It's like, it looks like it's, it's different. You look bad, Ack. Wearing a steak shirt to this is crazy chess move. Yeah, Charlotte kind of won this. L, you got dog walked. This was lame. Why is this video 30 minutes longer on See the... Oh, so Charlamagne has a longer video than Akademiks? What's the difference? Anybody know the difference? I mean, like I said, I don't know. It's a lot of people in this fucking chat. But yeah, Ack cooked him. But then he's cooking Ack. How about Jack disrespect women, call them by the name, get drunk and rant. Now surprised he has enemies. Charlotte spun Ack. Hello, that boy good. This is what happened. Oh my God. We got fucking FBA in the chat. This is what happens when an intentionally well-educated foundational Black American journalist sits across from an internet geek who migrated from Jamaica. Like, what does FBA got to do with any of this shit going on right now? I used to like Ack. He sounds insane. Folks look like wearing a mask. Maybe the makeup. Ack is just talking off of assumptions. Honestly, he's got. I think that is one thing too. I feel like Akademiks has enough money and enough connections to actually get the proof that he wants to get. I feel like I don't know. I feel like he could if he really like push for it, but I don't know. But yeah. Niggas only think Charlo won because anything he didn't want to agree about that Ack was giving nuance on, he just said, I don't know or I don't care. That shit don't work in any debate style convo. I mean, shit, it worked, It worked here to some of these people. I often think Ack sounds like the college educated one a lot of time. Hey, everybody goes into things looking at things differently. Everybody goes into everything looking at things differently. I said this in the beginning. Not that he lost because he looks up to Charlotte, but I feel like it's like when you got that when you're sitting across from like your idol, it does kind of like clutch you up a little bit. You're like, oh shit, I'm actually sitting in front of whoever it is. How come we didn't mention casino? Because there is no casino. There isn't one. I don't have equity. Well, you would have. All right. I often he went to school for biomathematics. I can't be fake though. If I was in a debate with Sneeko, I'd be fun. Saying like Sneeko would be the one that like get you all giddy is like insane. Isn't he younger than you too? That's even crazier actually. Let's see, how old is Sneeko? I don't look up to no nigga younger than me. That's fucking crazy, Wardo. Wardo, how old are you? How old are you, Wardo? If you're over the age of 27 and you look up to Sneeko, but he's younger than you wilding out, bro. You wilding. But anyways, that's all I got for today, man. I'm going to bed. I'm sleepy. I'm tired. Conor McGregor hold me. Patty Pimlet fucking wanted to be the greatest fighter of the fucking world tonight and choking it out in 3 seconds. So, I have nothing. Did I get a refund or something? Oh, I do get a refund for that. Fuck yes. Because Connor, they rebooted his shit and it was only Patty on there. Even though Patty lost my bet, I still get a refund. Oh yeah, boys, we're back in action. We're back in fucking action. Shout out to Conor McGregor. You sorry. I'm kind of glad he fucking lost now. Because if he wouldn't have lost, I would just lost my money. But the fact that, you know, they rebooted it, better for me. So anyways, like I said, I'm out here, y'all. Y'all have a great, I'm leaning back like a fucking cholo. I'm chilling. We got new videos coming out tomorrow. I want everybody to know, appreciate y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all for subscribing. I appreciate y'all for liking the video as well. I appreciate y'all being down for the ride. I remember it was times I wanted to quit this YouTube shit. I told myself, I said, hey man, you've been doing this shit for a long time. If you can't get to at least 10,000 subs by the end of summer, nigga, just wrap it up, quit, give it up, nigga. You're never going to make it. But, you know, you guys have given me a new rejuvenation. I'm excited about the shit. I love doing the shit every day. It's funny. Niggas are stupid. Stupid fucking narratives. It's all fun. So I really appreciate the people who subscribe. They like. I don't owe Screwface shit. He owes himself to fucking do some research. He got to just do some, if he did research. The thing is like this too. Like, I wouldn't be able to make these videos if these niggas didn't say stupid shit. Like, if they just said shit where it was like smart, then I couldn't even make a video. Like, I wouldn't be at where I'm at right now if these niggas didn't say stupid shit. Point blank period. Nah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Cheese, bruh. Cheese, save us. Cheese, where the $500 super chat at? We miss some Cheese. Where you at? Y'all wasn't around for that. See, that's why I fuck with Flying Low too. Also, Wardu. Y'all was around when it was only 5. It was Flying Low, Whoa Vicky, Trail, and Wardu. That's it. 4 people in the chat, and we were still doing it like we had 100 people in there. So, like I said, I appreciate all the new viewers, new subscribers, people along for the ride. Like I said, the social medias are right here at the bottom as well. Go follow on Twitter. Go follow on Insta. I don't really post. I probably should start posting on Instagram more. Obviously, subscribe to the YouTube channel. So, y'all have a great night, a great Sunday. Pray for your families. Pray for your loved ones. If you got children, you know, treat them right. Guide them right. Because that's all that matters, especially as adults. That's all that matters is the fucking, you know, the kids, man. You know, that's all that matters is the fucking kids. But if you want to become a member, I don't have anything for members right now. I was trying to think, like, you know, I got Flying Low's a member. I think his name is Byrex. He's a member. And there's another guy who's a member. I'm like, fuck, y'all are members, but, you know, what I really got for y'all. So shout out to y'all for being members. Maybe I'll just start putting, I don't know, music reactions as memberships. I don't fucking know. We'll figure something out. But shout out to y'all for being members. But yeah, that's it, man. 3-hour stream. New videos coming out tomorrow, so make sure y'all check those out as well. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's night. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.